Computerized Start is brought to you by my awesome patrons on Patreon, and by your tips and memberships on Ko-fi. These and other channel supporters make my live streams possible. You too can become a channel supporter with tiers starting at just $1. And as always, thank you for all your support, including sharing, chatting, liking, and subscribing. Now roll that famous logo animation! Good evening, and welcome back to Computerized Start Live, the show where I apparently have to bring stuff down because I was at work a little later than I expected. Is RetroTech Chris in the chat? Only RetroTech Chris and I will probably get that. All right, let's see who we've got in the chat. We have Francois, Jeremy's Vintage Hillbilly Shack, Mac84 Steve, Who's Out to Dinner, Retro Fox, K-Mac Vintage. RetroTech Chris is in the chat, but he's working. Frodo Jedi, Eric Sedge, Joe's Computer Museum, Geek with Social Skills, Dave's Vintage Apple Tech, Trina's Technobabble, 2K Compliant, and Frank S. Welcome. Yes, for those of you that are in the know, this past weekend, VCF East was held in Wall Township, New Jersey, and I picked a few things up at VCF East as well as on the way back. So tonight, we're going to take a look at what I picked up because, well, I thought that'd be a good idea. So first, it's Everything is Broken Garage. Ryan. Oh, Ryan, I'm so glad you're here because I don't know what I would do if you weren't here in the chat, because someone's got to ask me the important questions. And if you don't guess right as to what the important question is, I guess I'm probably going to have to send you a DM. I could poke you with a certain shaped pitchfork, hint, hint, as to what the important question might be. Now, Ryan's probably totally confused. What's he talking about? Certain shaped pitchfork. Well, we'll get to that very, very soon. Anyways, so first I thought I would start off with the things I picked up at Consignment, and then I'll go to the free pile, and then, yes, all right. Ryan got the hint. Did I get a trident? Yes. I might have more than one trident. So, thought you'd be happy about that, Ryan. Tandy, yes, there I did get a Tandy. I was trying to get downstairs before the animation ended, which I might be the king of suspense for that animation, but there is a reason for that. And that is because of YouTube advertising. If you join the live stream and you're not a YouTube, whatever they call it these days, member, they can play ads that you can't skip. So by adding a delay, hopefully the ads are done by the time I'm on. So, yes. So anyways, and then after we get through the VCF East pickups, I'm going to go to some thrift finds afterwards. Now, Jeremy, you're probably going to wonder, wait a minute, I dropped some things off at your basement before VCF East. That's a separate video, partly because there is no way in the world I am going to lift one of your computers up on this bench. The camera equipment is going to have to go to it. So that is going to be a separate video. Although if there's time at the end of this live stream, I might start to pull some of the other computers on the bench. But Jeremy knows exactly which computer I'm referring to. Yeah, I know Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy, it probably will be an episode of Channel Surprise. So instead of just a ordinary old live stream. So yes, and I thought I would start off with the largest item from Consignment as I work up to the suspense. It is the one thing that was actually, maybe we'll show a few other things first because I found some quite impressive things. Hi, Eric. Welcome. All right, and without further ado, we will go to the table cam. And I'll go to a few small items from Consignment that are sitting on top of one of the larger items. But one thing I picked up at Consignment is this absolutely ginormous component video cable. I mean, look at this thing. If anyone is getting a sense that this thing is gigantic, well, there's my hand for comparison. Not that some of you all will get the size comparison. Unfortunately, I don't have any coins down here. Oh, there we go. Here is a SD card adapter for reference. So there you go. Yeah, this is like a beefy component video cable. This actually, according to, I think I managed to figure out who put that there. This is actually one of the cables that came out of a Circuit City that they use to run video to their displays and electronics. And I think you could run an 18-wheeler over this thing and it would probably still work. Because this is not a monster cable. This is probably actually a component video cable that probably was actually worth the premium. Because this thing was designed to reliably connect to the display in electronics. So there. And I paid $5 for it. So there we go. A component video cable. I'm actually probably going to use this down in the basement. I wanted something sturdy. So also like the fact of how there's plenty of lead before it goes to the insulated part on both sides. It's probably, I don't know that that's quite 1 foot, but that's somewhere between 9 to 12 inches. So that will be incredibly handy, especially when the sound is not quite close to the video. Anyways, yeah, you could probably actually push amps of current through this thing. It is over-spec'd, but then again, it's probably, I mean, think about it. Does Circuit City want the electronics display to look awful because the cable went bad? No. That cable probably, well, that cable did outlast Circuit City stores. Think about that for a moment. All right, a few other small items I picked up. I picked up a PS2 to USB mouse adapter for $2. Figured that could be handy. So, yeah, sometimes it's just the little adapters. And I got 2 of these diskette boxes, because I remember having some of these in high school. So, yeah, they hold 2 floppy disks. And they were $1 each. I said, why not? Anyways. And now, for a slightly larger item, which actually won't, I don't think I can zoom the camera. No, that is as far wide as I can zoom this camera without actually moving it up. So this is actually a computer. It supposedly works. We will see that in a moment. So I picked up an AT computer. This is a Pine Technology PT429 motherboard with a 46DX2 66 megahertz, 32 megabytes of RAM. The VARTA has been disarmed and removed. 256K cache, no hard drive, untested floppy and CD-ROM, And actually, I have it on good authority the CD-ROM drive probably actually doesn't work because the faceplate is like wanting to fall off. So it is this lovely shade of yellowed beige, but the interesting thing is the faceplate looks the same color as the paint on the top. So I don't know if it's actually yellowed or if maybe someone painted it at some point. You know, I'm leaning towards I think someone might have painted it at some point. Yeah, I think the case got painted at some point because it is this like the same color. But all right. Oh, and I probably did put the one screw in the back on. Oh, yes, I did. Of course. So it is actually an AT case. I think it's an XT clone case to be specific. Actually, interesting story about this computer. This actually... Oh! Oh! Hey, Starbuck Tech. So, this computer... All right. Is actually not the one I was going to buy until someone at Consignment said, "Hey, Justin, you should come look at this one." It was actually someone that was going to buy this for themselves, but they realized that I was wanting a case for my 486 motherboard that's on my shelf behind me, and they're like, "You know, there's this 486 in an XT case at Consignment you ought to take a look at." And I'm like, "Well, I was actually going to go buy this other one that actually Jeremy consigned." And they're like, "Well, you should still take a look at this one." So, anyways, I got convinced to buy this one. And then it turns out the case that I probably actually would have wanted to buy was underneath the table the whole time. And the person that told me and recommended I buy this one actually then grabbed it, and the seller of that case told them $20. Now, you're probably wondering, what was the case underneath the table that was the one I probably wanted to buy the whole time? Well, that was an AT case that had one of those 7-segment LED numbers on it. It had a Pentium motherboard in it. But that's actually probably what I wanted to put my 486 in. So, anyways. So. Oh, good, Jeremy. I'm glad someone got the one you brought there. So, yeah, I got convinced to buy this one. But anyways, I kind of there is one thing about this one though that is probably somewhat ironic. So I'm looking at okay, so the deal with VCF Consignment is so you bring your stuff in on Friday. I get consignment's open for purchases Saturday and Sunday. So anyone consigning things brings their items in on Friday. If you, I guess you bring them in, set them down, and then if you weren't able to fill out the consignment forms before you got there, then you could actually go see someone and they'd set you up with access to a laptop that had, and they'd bring up the spreadsheet. You can enter your things. Well, due to a goof of which email address I gave them, I couldn't fill out the Google Doc here because I gave them my usual email address I give everyone. And then, and then, well, I can't sign into Google Docs with that email address. What I should have done is given them my Gmail account. which I hardly give anyone. But anyways, yes, I know, Ryan. Ryan, you're getting ahead of the story here, somewhat. But I'll give you the hint there. There, Ryan. So, anyways, so I guess Friday at about 5 o'clock they start printing labels. So you get in line, they print the labels for you to, yeah, they give you labels, you attach to your consignment items, and this is like something new they were trying this year. And then Friday or Saturday morning, 8 a.m., consignment opens. So I was with RetroTech Chris, who was actually exhibiting at the IBM Classroom exhibit. So we got there pretty early on Saturday, and I had the opportunity to be around where the consignment line was at 8 a.m. Although I think doors open at 7:30, but I did a little bit of video before then. The consignment line was already at the exit door of the building consignment was in. And I said, well, that line's long. I'll just wait. It'll die down soon. No, it didn't die down anytime soon. In fact, it got longer and longer and longer. It was like out to the road, I think, at one point. And possibly even wrapped around a little bit there. I know that doesn't help you with distances, but needless to say, it was probably about at least an hour's wait to get in. So I actually finally got into consignment during the streamers roundtable because everyone went to that. So, and then I repriced items for Sunday because at the end of the day, Saturday, you could reprice items. They'd print labels for you again. But anyways, some of the things I saw when I was setting consignment up were already gone. So, because there were a few things I saw that I really wanted to get that were higher on my list. There were some Apple II Pluses that needed work. I wanted one of those. Those were all gone. I should have waited in line, but actually waiting in line didn't guarantee I'd have one because they probably went quick. There were a couple IBM XTs, and I think by the time I got to consignment, I think they were all gone. I did have the opportunity. I could have bought an Apple III, but it was priced just a little bit high at $700. I'm waiting for Joe to have a stroke in the chat. And no, it wasn't an Apple III Plus. It was an Apple III. It seemed a bit high on price to a lot of people. So I passed on that. I mean, there were some expensive things, and they probably were competitively priced. But anyways, there were so anyways, things I did get. Well, I got this computer here, and yes, I know it's probably it's not a very good Trident card. This is actually, I think, the same Trident chip that's on the Super ISA VGA, and it only has 512K of RAM on it, so not going to be a spectacular performer. But what else is in this computer? Yeah, long story short, I didn't get into consignment nearly as soon as I wanted to, so. Oh, the Casio. Oh, there was a Casio computer there. It was originally $6,000. Oh, hey, One Bit Fever Dreams. Yeah. So, yeah, there were some IBM portable personal computers, but by the time I got to consignment, there was one, I think, still available, but it was in like really, really rough shape. So I passed on it. Because that's actually one of the computers on my list that I'd like, but it was in really rough shape, and I'm not even sure it had all the cards in it. Yep, I can upgrade that card. So anyways, what else is in this computer here? And I have not powered anything up I bought at Consignment. I was, so we have a generic sound card. It's a, there is no name brand on the back. There's no name brand on the front. Yes, I believe this qualifies as a generic sound card. It is an Opti 82C 931 chipset. Yes, generic. Yep, super generic. In fact, I don't think there's a... I do not believe there's an OPL3 on this sound card, so this will probably be just a wonderful performing sound card. Oh, Jeremy, the reason I want an IBM portable personal computer is because we had one. I know the screen's small. The screen's amber. I want it. I would like one because we used to have one, not because it's like necessarily the greatest screen size. Oh yeah, Ryan has just noticed the yes, it runs NetWare sticker. So I'm surprised. I am surprised that Chris and Kevin didn't like detect the presence of a yes, it runs on NetWare sticker in the van and grab it and set it up on their table, because they were using IBM. They were using Novell NetWare, I think, to host the IBM classroom software. All right, so we've got a Visa local bus card. And it's a... Oh, okay. All right, I believe it is a generic Visa local bus card. However, it does have a Promise chipset on it. So, but it is not Promise brand, because, or at least as far as I can tell, I think it's just a generic one. So SMC, so that's going to be the Super I/O for the serial and parallel and game port and floppy drive. Oh, that's going to be a fun game port to find the header for if I ever want to use it. And then this Promise controller for the IDE. Actually, it's probably not a bad card if it works. And this motherboard has 3 Visa local bus slots, so okay, well, if I can plug the card back in. There we go. There we go. Card is back in. All right. And there's a modem in the computer. So, yeah, a modem. How quaint. But yeah, there we go. And then there's a 10-speed CD-ROM that may or may not work. Although it definitely won't work if it's not plugged in. And it's not plugged in. Oh, I bet it got accidentally unplugged, removing the cover. Oh, that's probably it. Okay. There's no hard drive in this computer, so... Let's see here. Yes, it did come with RAM. It has 32 megabytes of RAM, according to the paper that was on it. It's right here. The cool thing about this motherboard is it has 72-pin SIM sockets as well as 30-pin SIM sockets. So the Varda has been removed and cleaned. There's like no... I don't see any corrosion on the board, so whoever put this together did a good job cleaning it, or it actually was removed before it leaked. So, yeah. There's not an OS on it. I actually don't know what motherboard this is, but let me see if I can remove the CPU here. Because I want to see if I can look at the underside of it. Okay. So it's using thermal adhesive. Oh. Thermal adhesive to hold it on, but it's not very adhered. So I'm going to remove the processor here. So it is a... Okay, I think it's just a DX2. I don't think this is the one that supports write back cache. Because I think it would have an AND EW. But I think I can fix that. All right, so let me see here. Make sure that CPU is in. Yeah, that's right. Yep, okay. Hold on. I probably should zoom out. Oh, and you can't see the CPU socket. I don't know why the CPU socket feels so... Oh, I see why. I think this processor had a bent pin or two at some point. That's why the processor feels so... So, there we go. Okay. So I guess the next thing to do is let me just plug in a VGA cable here to the scaler. I'm just going to power this up without a keyboard. Let's see if it posts. All right, I've sanity checked. The power cable is connected correctly. Because you never know when someone might have checked something and then plugged it in wrong. So that's plugged in correctly. All right. I have not tested this. I do not know if there's any Vardas or anything in this power supply. Oh. And apparently the power switch was on. Oh. Did I plug the wrong cable in? Hold, please, while I, Oh, I did plug the wrong cable in. Well, that's anticlimactic. All right. There we go. Ah, all right. Oh, hey, Garth. Welcome. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Oh, and it would help if I turn my scaler back on to input 1. There we go. So the text looks yellow. Okay, let me check something. Well, that would imply that possibly... Did I bend one of the pins on my video cable? Oh, don't think so. All right, let's try that again. All right. Oh, it's my video cable. Well, looks like I'll have to go to the thrift shop this weekend and buy another VGA cable. That's actually halfway decent because my VGA cable is forked. All right, well, I guess let's plug a keyboard in and now, Trina, I was able to bend the cable and see the correct colors, so I've I think it's the video cable. In fact, actually, let me. Oh, Garth, I'm being slightly silly. I do have another VGA cable, but this is one of my supposedly quote unquote high quality cables, which I spared no expense on. And by spared no expense on, I mean I spent $3 instead of 2 at the thrift shop. Hey, Retro Tech or Die. Welcome. Well, Chris, if you get here, there's no smoothie shops around me. Okay, there's the bad VGA cable. Yeah, the closest smoothie shop to me is Sheets, although technically they're not a smoothie shop. Also, they're still closed for renovations, although at the rate they're going, they'll be open probably by the end of the month because they have all the fuel pumps installed. Yay! $3 cable. Yeah. All right. Oh, yeah. I've got Dell cables. I got Dell cables, and it's not even funny. That was just one of the high quality cables I bought just because some older computers don't like it when the cable's not a decent cable. Here we go. Oh wait. False news. That wasn't the cable I spared no expense on. I just grabbed another one out of my box. I spent a whole $4 on it. That is one thing about the SPCA thrift. I wish they were a little more consistent in their pricing, but I think that's a common problem among thrift shops is it gets priced by whoever prices them and all right. Sometimes the VGA cables are $2. Okay, I got a new VGA cable. Also, I might as well grab the keyboard. And actually, I think if I had known I had a damaged VGA cable, I could have probably grabbed one at the consignment, but actually, I could have probably grabbed one out of the free pile because I think some appeared in the free pile too. It's fine. All right, let's try this again. And now I got a keyboard attached. Uh-oh. Well, you know, maybe it is the video card. Oh, it's the video card, not the cable. Well, okay. Well, I guess I can pull that cable back out of the trash. But I think I know what the problem is. I think there's a cold solder joint on the VGA port. So totally fixable. Because if I wiggle the cable end, yeah, it's the VGA cable. In fact, actually, you know, yeah, I think the VGA, yes, Trina, you called it. I thought it was the cable though, because I flexed the cable and it changed, but it's the VGA connector. Okay, let's go into setup here. Let's see what we got. Oh, lovely! It's the old school AmiBIOS setup program. All right, so you know, I don't know. Just trying to get an idea of, just real quickly, options. All right. Do not write to CMOS and app. Let me see if I got a boot disk here. Actually, I don't know if I do. Yeah. The Jaundice 486, yeah, it is kind of yellow overall. I think someone painted it like a cream color. Yeah, the video is flickering. And for anyone wondering about my setup now, so I am going through a capture card, but I have a VGA splitter and I have a multi-sync monitor over to my right. So I am seeing that flicker on the multi-sync monitor too. So that it does appear to be something coming from the video card and not a scalar artifact. Oh, hi Retrotech Dan. I missed you in the chat. Uh-oh, someone's Naboo. There's some bad Naboo news in the chat. I didn't see it. Let's see here. Why is the screen image of only the upper left corner? What is there? Hold on. There's, wait a minute. Is there something wrong with the video going out on the stream? Because it looks fine on the OBS end. Oh. Oh, Chris, I see what the A key snapped off, dropping a Raspberry Pi on it. Ugh. Okay, video seems okay. Okay, we're going on. So, looks fine from here. All right. I don't know if I've got a boot disk. Might have to come back to booting this when I can go see if I have a GoTech handy. Because I don't think I've got... I have a GoTech in pieces, which isn't going to help me. Oh, I would like to know, is the CD-ROM drive open? Oh, it does open. And it closes. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Okay. Yep. I see what the problem is with the CD-ROM drive door. It's one of the clips, one of the two clips that holds it on snapped off at some point. I can probably fashion something out of... Actually, I could probably just glue that back on, because after a good retro bright or something, it's quite yellowed. Okay, CD-ROM drive opens and closes. The processor works. Oh, that's right. I know what I can do. I know what I can do. Hold, please. Here we go. I think this will work. It's got dust pinch on it even. All right. I just pulled the compact flash card out of my 386DX 40, so... Oh, and it's going to be a tight fit, though. Okay, hold, please. Okay, I need to move the... IDE controller card so that I can actually fit the compact flash card adapter into the computer. All right. All right, let's see. All right. So I think if I move this over one slot, yeah, that's enough to... Okay, that'll give me enough clearance for that. Oh, no worries, Garth. It's probably YouTube's fault somehow. And I should have looked at how that was plugged in. Hold, please. Let's see, pin 1 on this card was there. So pin 1 is there. Pin 1 is there. Okay. Pin 1 is not labeled very well in this compact flash card adapter. I should probably think to label it someday. All right. All right. DOS to the rescue. Yes. Yes, Trina. DOS is coming to the rescue. At least I think it's got DOS on it. It might have Windows 95 on it. But if I can hit the correct key fast enough, we won't boot into Windows 95. In fact, I don't really want it to boot into Windows 95 because it will just sit and redetect all the hardware, and Windows 95 wasn't really good at doing that when you completely change the entire computer. Because someone, and I don't remember who it was, so they will remain nameless because I don't remember who it was, so I can't name names. But someone convinced me it would be fun to install Windows 95 on a 386. Oh, well, that's convenient. Well, that power supply connection's cut off. Okay, well, that's lovely. So that probably had the bird connector on it. Well, I guess I'll probably... At some point, I'll have to repair that power lead and put a new connector on it. Until then, let me see if I happen to have a power adapter so I can plug in the compact flash card adapter. It's probably on my Pentium 2 system. There it is. All right. Oh, Eric, I can guarantee you Windows 95 on a 386 is not fun. I don't know how many live streams it took me to finally get it to run. Or was it Windows 98? Oh, hey, Thomas Armstrong. All right, let's set this up here real quick. We'll load BIOS defaults, standard CMOS settings, April 20th. I'll have to put a Varta battery replacement on this board so it remembers settings. It is, let's see here, 20. Oh, of course, this is the one. So it is 2051 here. All right. Oh, actually, let me leave that not installed. That CMOS setup. Let me just check this real quick. Boot up speed high, caches are enabled. Block mode transfer enabled. That's chipset setup. I think that all's fine. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I think that's all fine. Let's see here. Auto detect hard disk. Yep. All right, that's correct. And no, Trina, the problem is if you press page up and don't count it and you press it too many times, it just keeps going and going and going. So while we wait for it to detect a, oh, wait a minute. There we go. I forgot, you can hit escape and stop it from auto detecting nothing. So while we wait for this to boot whatever operating system is on this compact flash card, because I don't remember, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you aren't already, because I didn't press the correct key in time. So we're going to wait for Windows 95 to start detecting hardware. Great. Well, this Windows 95 install is probably garbage now. Entire state of Florida was woken up this morning at 4:46 a.m. Not sure I dare ask why Florida was woken up at 4:46 a.m. Just press and hold the power button. Well, I don't want to completely corrupt this install because you don't realize how long it took me to get this install on here. Shut down, restart the computer, miss DOS mode. There we go. Restart, restart the system normally. I don't want to restart the system normally. Oh, did they send out some alert this morning to the entire state of Florida? Oh, they attested the emergency broadcast thing. Oh, that was nice of them. And that was very sarcastic. That was nice of them. I hope everyone realizes. All right. DOS benchmarks. Let's see how nice this computer is. Actually, first let's take a look at system information. Let's see what it says. So we've got a 4060X, 67 megahertz. VCF compatible VGA. Well, that's good. 32 megs of RAM. Yep. Let's see here. 256K or more video RAM. Yeah, it's got 256K. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. You know, I think that is about the only thing I wanted to look there. All right, we're just going to go straight to that Faster PC's DOS bench. Why not? Time for games? Well, not yet. I've got other things I got to show off before we can get to games. But we got a benchmark at 23.3. That's definitely better than the 386 was able to pull. Chris's 3D benchmark. Why not? Yeah, smash that like button and subscribe. Oh no, Visa function 4F02 failed. Maybe this isn't a Visa compliant BIOS on this video card. That's a travesty. Oh, let me see if it has something to do with the puny amount of VRAM. Oh, it may actually be VRAM related. Waited for 6 months of Justin's DOS gaming. Yeah, I know. So, I guess while we run some benchmarks, how much did I pay for this XT clone? Now, some people would pay like $2,000 for an XT clone like this, but that's because no one actually paid that, and eBay sellers think something like this might be worth that. Some people might actually pay, I don't know, $200 on eBay. Maybe $100 on eBay. Well, I bought this wonderful XT clone computer with I guess it's an XT clone case with a 48060X2 motherboard, 32 megs of RAM for the low, low price of $50 at VCF East Consignment. Yes, $50. Not 4 easy payments of $50 through PayPal Pay in 4 by buying it on eBay. Just $50. I think that's a good price, even if the case does look like it was painted about the same cream color as my office, but I can overlook that for $50. I know. Me and DOS games. Okay, someday I'll do some DOS games. How about at least see if this computer's fast enough to run the Doom benchmark at 640 by 480 and not be a complete slideshow? Never mind. Okay, I think I proved that. Oh, wait, you can't even see what I'm doing. Yeah, it's a slideshow. Oh, yeah, and there's a turbo switch. Okay, I think turbo was on. Oh. Oh, the turbo switch doesn't seem to do anything. I don't think the turbo switch is plugged in. Oh, yeah. The turbo switch isn't plugged in. What do you know? Well, that would explain why when I press the turbo switch, nothing happens. Yeah, this I know one bit. I'll do some games at some point, inevitably. Yeah, this benchmark's not very fun. It's yeah, 486 DX266 is not the greatest for. Oh, I see why the turbo switch isn't plugged in. Oh no, I don't. Actually, that fits. I thought maybe it's because the switch doesn't fit. Oh, there we go. Now I've got the turbo switch plugged in. So we went from slideshow to ultimate slideshow mode. There we go. Actually, the reset button's not plugged in either. Oh, and that's because the, oh. Is it plugged in now? Oh, reset button's plugged in now. Yay! All right, we'll save ourselves from that benchmark. I think the disk access LED is on backwards. If you wonder how I know that, it's because the disk activity LED is not flashing on the case. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, actually the disk activity LED might be... Oh, Windows 95 crashed. Okay. Good thing I plugged in the reset button. Oh, it's fine, Trina. It's fine. I know what I'm doing. I'm a trained professional. Trained professional, closed basement, do not attempt. Okay, so Doom runs like a slideshow on this computer. How about Quake? You think Quake will run any better? No, it won't. Top bench speeds this, check CPU. Oh, let's just run the check CPU. All right, write through mode. Okay, so not in write back. Cache check. Yeah, I may have to replace the LED on this front panel. I don't think it's working. Oh, no doubt, Trina, that trained professionals have fried boards that way. Oh, hey, Will Jr., 880. Welcome. Okay, let's try that again. Apparently cache check did not like that I had a memory manager loaded. Oh. All right. We're going to run cache check again, or at least try to. Oh, Retro Techie at 500 subs last night. Well, I hit 314 today. Hard drive controller failure. Press F1 to resume. Okay, that's weird. Yeah, VCF was good. I'm testing out a computer I picked up at Consignment. All right, let's try cache check again. There we go. All right, good night, Trina. Yes, I was, don't know where I was going with that segue. Okay, make sure the cache looks like it's working. Yeah, it does look like it's working. We'll get to the next goodie here momentarily. Although I don't know how far I'm going to be able to test it because... well, I might be able to test it somewhat. Let me see if I can figure out what I did with my TV. So, yep, the next item has a RF output. I will probably have to do a composite mod on it at some point. Yes, I hit 300 subs while I was at VCF, or I hit 300 subs when I got back from VCF East. So it might have been while I was driving home when I got the 300th sub. So now if I can get to 512 subs, that would be good. Share away. Hey, Falcor, welcome. Yeah, I'm testing out one of my consignment goodies here. Seems like it might have a little quirk or two, but don't all vintage computers. I would like to figure out what motherboard this... Oh, wait a minute. That's right. The label said what motherboard it is. I'll pull up the manual for this at some point. Well, the good thing is it does look like this chipset caches above... Oh, wait, I was about to say something. It might be wrong. Oh, yeah, it does look like it caches above 16 megabytes. Because I know some motherboards... Yeah, Falcor had a cool display on the Mac classroom. It was really awesome, and he was trying to hype up my channel, and I am actually slowly seeing subscribers trickle in. It might also help that Brandon Bishop gave me a shout out on 2 videos. So yeah, that was a cool display. Actually, they were all pretty cool. So I'm gonna work on a VCF video this weekend. I also have a sponsored project video to work on that I'll probably also be working on this weekend. Oh, I need to probably reminder to tell Dad that I won't be traveling to Roanoke this weekend. Because, yeah, reasons. Oh, nothing totally bad. I just might have to go into work this weekend. Not, it will be an annoying reason that I would have to go into work, but needless to say, I'll try to remember to send Dad a text message to let him know that I will not be headed their way this weekend. All right. We have L1 and L2 cash. That's correct. 256K of L2 cash. That does match what the seller put on the note. This motherboard seems to be caching all 32 megabytes, so very nice. Some motherboards have like limits. I don't know what common 486 motherboard limits are, but some of them only cache up to like 16 megabytes because I guess the chipset designers were like, well, who would ever use more than 16 megabytes? Oh, hey, Bruce, welcome. All right. So check CPU, cache check. Oh, that's right. I think it's M was the one I was. No, top bench is not the one I wanted. I think speed sys. There we go. That was the other one I wanted to run. Just to make sure everything seems to be working. Because I don't think I have a new enough diagnostic program to really test a 486 on this drive. All right, well, let me, I guess while we wait for this to run real quick, I was going to pull up the manual for this motherboard and see if there are any surprise features that it supports. Let's see, it was the Pine Technologies PT. I cannot read I can't read the person's handwriting upside down. PT 429. All right. Let's see if there's even a manual out there. Oh, there we go. It is. All right, it looks like the RetroWeb has this motherboard on their website. At least revision G of it. Hey, I think this is revision G because I am looking at the picture of the motherboard and there is something I noticed. In fact, this is actually almost uncanny. So let me see here. Whoops. Oh, there we go. Whoops, wrong monitor. There we go. Yeah, notice the, it has the yes, it runs with NetWare on their sample picture. So very, very good to whoever took the picture of the motherboard that's on their website. They didn't peel off that yes, it runs with NetWare sticker. Hey, the whole user manual is here. Oh, wow. This motherboard, Pine Technologies really hyped up this it runs with NetWare deal on this motherboard. Wait, did this motherboard come with a network card? You know, I think this motherboard might have included a network card when you bought it. There's some weird picture on the front. It's a photocopy of the manual. I can't tell, but... Hey, Brandon! Hey, welcome! I am checking out my XT, the computer that was in the XT clone case that I bought. It's actually not an XT clone anymore. It's got a 486 board in it. But yeah, I'm checking it out. I'm running oh, benchmark's about done. I'm trying to see what features this motherboard might have. It has green PC power management. It has, ooh, supports up to 48 megabytes. Okay, so it looks like you can put 32 megabytes in 72-pin SIM sockets, and you can add another 16 on the 30-pin SIM sockets for a total of 48 megabytes. Yeah, cool. Yep. Yep, 3 Visa slots, figured that out. Yeah, green feature. Yeah, they're really hyping up the green features on this motherboard. What I really would like to know, see, it's got cache size, select. What I really wanted to know is, does it support write through cache? It may not. This motherboard might be slightly too old. Clock chip speed select. Okay, but it can do a 50 megahertz bus. Also 40 megahertz. Okay, that's nice. Okay, that's very nice. So if I wanted to put put my AMD upgrade in here and clock it at 40 megahertz bus, it would support it. Okay, yep. I'm confirming the manual does say I can do exactly what I said with the RAM. Yep. Okay, all right. I don't see any mention of write back or write through cache, so it probably doesn't support it, which is fine. I guess I'd rather have a motherboard that doesn't claim to support write through cache than one that does claim to support it and actually doesn't. All right, hardware compatibility, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it doesn't support write through mode that I can tell. Okay, that's fine. All right. That's enough of the manual. The benchmark ran. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, you probably did see this one. It's the one that had the 10x CD-ROM on it. And it's got a sound card in it and a modem. And a Trident video card, which, Brandon, I know you won't get the reference necessarily immediately, but apparently I have a tendency of buying Trident video cards that doesn't work. Now you're clued in. Oh, and for anyone that's joined late that now realized that I mentioned this had a Trident video card in it, does it work? I would have to answer no, because there's cold solder joints on the VGA connector. So once again, I buy something with a Trident video card and it doesn't work out of the box. All right, so it does say, yeah, all right. So according to this benchmark, it's scored 25.04, which does put it slightly above the DX250. So I think this is probably working correctly. And if I'm reading this chart correctly on the benchmark, yeah, all right. I think it looks good. All right, enough of that. I think this computer is working correctly as far as I can tell. One thing we could do, though, Nope, I just wanted to test this during this stream, so... All right. I think that's enough of this computer for now. We might come back to this. At least it does have the nice clunky switch on the side. Anyways, that is the 486 in a XT clone case. I don't know if the CD-ROM drive works because I don't really have a CD handy that I can test. I don't have a... What I need to do is find my compact flash card that just has DOS set up with CD-ROM drivers. So I will have to repair this. Probably splice on a Berg power cable just to fix that, because there is no Berg power connector. It's probably what was connected to this. Maybe it failed at one point. Maybe whoever... This case might have been scrapped at one point, and I guess maybe that was their attempt to remove the hard drive quickly. I don't know. But yeah, I'll have to repair that. It's not... I'm not worried about it shorting anything, but yeah. So anyways, 486 DX266. Visa Local Bus controller card. Generic one, but with a Promise IDE chipset. Trident 9000i video card, which means it's got the integrated RAM DAC. Only 256K of RAM. I think I've got some RAM chips for it somewhere. If I look. Sound card, totally generic. And the modem. In fact, let's just, for completeness sake. Oh. Let's see what speed modem it is, if I can tell. So, what will I do with this computer? Well, I'll probably keep the motherboard. I may swap it out for my caching controller card. I probably will. I'll probably put my Visa Local Bus video card in here, even though it's not a Trident. If someone has a Trident Visa Local Bus video card they'd rather me use, then you can send me a message. I'll give you my address, and you can send me one. Otherwise, I'm going to use the card I have, which is a Cirrus Logic. I think this might actually be a 33.6 modem, maybe. Because the part number... No, maybe it's not. I can't tell. It's not marked. It's just a totally generic modem. I can't tell. There's no speed on it. I thought the model number had a speed on it, but it doesn't. It's just a totally generic modem. It's an Aztec MF3850. There we go. That's the model number. Quite honestly, it's probably it might be 14.4, might be 28.8. I doubt it's any faster than that. Not that it matters. It's not like I'm going to dial up to the internet. Anyways, it's got a modem. So probably what I'll do to this computer, so I guess I will have a repair on this at some point. Need to splice on another connector. Should probably open up the power supply and check for reefa caps and capacitors that might need replaced. Oh, that seemed to run pretty good. The motherboard looks like it's all... Oh, okay, I do see a few electrolytics. Mostly tantalums, though. Put a more appropriate video card for the system. For now, I might just leave this wonderful, fantastic sound card. Although I will probably run... I probably will run DOS on this computer. Because a 486 would make a really nice DOS gaming computer, especially because it's got a turbo switch. But the one thing I may do, I may put my 5x86 upgrade in this computer. This would make a good computer to put that in. And then who knows, maybe I may fill these other SIM sockets and have a whopping 48 megabytes of RAM and a 486. That'd be pretty cool. Overall, 50 bucks. Do I think I got a good deal? Oh yeah. I think this deal was a solid, I'd say this was a solid 10 out of 10 deal. 50 bucks for a working 486 and an XT case. Yep. All right. Very good. Oh, and the other thing is the case badge is empty. So I think I have a Geek and Spiel case badge that I may just very well put on this. In fact, actually, I probably should order I think Geek and Spiel makes a netware sticker to put on your case. I should probably order one of those and put a netware sticker on the outside. All right. Oh, it would probably help if I don't drag the power cable. Anyways, all right. 50 bucks, great deal. I'll have some fun with that. Don't be surprised if I sell my other 486 motherboard on eBay. If you're wondering why, it's because I find it a little bit disappointing. It doesn't actually support right back cache, even though it's, or right through cache, even though it's supposed to. All right, next item from Consignment. And everyone knows what this is because they saw me bring it down. But anyways, Jeremy has been, I think, trying to get me to get a color computer. So I got a color computer 2. And yes, it comes with the speech sound pack. Although it's been opened. Someone's had this opened. I don't know why, but anyways. Let's take a look at this color computer 2. Now, I saw this in Consignment. This actually was in Consignment Saturday. Oh, that's right. So I didn't buy anything in Consignment till Sunday. So Saturday, this color computer 2 was like on one of the bottom shelves. It had the sound speech pack. It was priced at $100, which I think for Consignment was maybe a bit high. Although on eBay for these two items, that would have probably been a really good price. But I think if the Consignment, generally people don't want to pay eBay prices. And I don't blame people for not wanting to pay eBay prices. So anyways, Sunday, while I was looking around at Consignment, I noticed this got marked down to $70. So that was like, that was when I deemed that, all right, I'm gonna go for the color computer. I didn't pick it up right away, but the more I thought about it, the more I looked at it, it seemed to be in decent shape. It's a little dirty. The keys seem to be working, at least in terms of mechanical feel. Did I test this? No. Not that there was a TV there I could have plugged it into. But anyways, I decided after a quick search on eBay that these color computers, I want to say they go for maybe $100, can go for $100 on eBay, 70 to 100. But the speech sound pack, I think these go, if I remember, like 30 to 50 bucks. So it kind of hit my, okay, this is a really good deal now. It does look like I'm gonna have to do a little of the card edge on this, but we'll see. Now, the one thing I do not know, actually, I was going to open this up. I believe it is 64K. What I do not know is if it has extended basic. So one thing that I actually had with me, and I don't know where I set it, because I like to set things out of the way and also where I'm going to completely overlook them when I need to find them. Sloopy Malibu gave me a ROM adapter so that if I find that this doesn't have extended basic, I can burn an extended basic ROM and install it. And I had it down. Oh, here it is. So thank you, Sloopy, for the ROM adapter. We'll see here in a moment if I'll need to use it on this one or if I'll hold on to it for another Coco. But basically, this will let me burn I think a 2764 or a 27128, whichever one the extended basic ROM needs, and I can plug it into the footprint for what Tandy used inside of it. So I don't know if opening this up will show what it has. Someone has been inside of this, though. So this is model 263127, serial number 210982. I don't know if that means anything, if there's any Coco experts in the chat. Then, otherwise, I think I'll have to power this on to see what it's got on it. All right, let me see here. One thing, though, is I got to plug this into an actual TV because it's got an RF adapter. And one thing I'm going to get, I think, is an RF. I'm going to see if I can find an adapter so I can, like, maybe an RF demodulator. I don't know if they make those. So I can, like, plug an RF signal into my scaler. But if you'll give me one moment to try to figure out where I set my small TV. Because apparently I decided to put it in a random spot. Okay. Oh, there it is. Here we go. I've got it. I put it on the shelf. There's nothing really fancy about this TV other than it's got a RCA adapter on the coaxial input, so I can just use a RCA cable to connect the RF. Let me find a cable. Oh, wait. Here we go. Why don't I use the totally unnecessarily overkill component cable to plug the RF signal into the TV? How about that? Yeah, I was afraid of something like that. Okay. So, all right, I got the TV plugged in. Let me check the channel. I think the channel is set to channel 4. Okay, that's fine. My TV is probably going to make a loud staticky noise when I first turn it on until I can turn it down, so be forewarned. If you're wearing headphones, actually, you know, I can mute my audio just one moment while I turn it down. There we go. Now at least I can still hear it, but... All right, so I have the TV tuned to channel 4. The Coco is off. And... All right, smoke test in 3, 2, 1. Oh, actually, I didn't have it on channel 4. It was already on channel 4. I turned it to channel 5. I was wondering, why in the world do I not see anything on the screen at all? All right. So I have extended color basic 1.1. Copyright 1982 by Tandy under license from Microsoft. Okay, flashing color cursor. The contrast on this screen. This looks horrible. Of course, the thing is that it looks horrible, and yet I think it's supposed to look like that. Whoever thought black text on green was a good idea? Oh, wait, that probably was Motorola when they designed the video chip. Hey, I have a video image. It looks, other than the fact that black text on a green background is really hard to read. 10, print. All right, quote. Oh, there it is. Quote. It works. Exclamation mark. 20. Go to 10. Run. And you'll have to take my word that it's working because I don't really have a way to show the TV screen on the camera without holding the TV in a dangerous angle. Yeah, I'll probably just composite mod it, but it'd be nice if there was like some way you could just, if you wanted to test something before you composite modded it, if you could just like demodulate the RF signal. I think there's a way to do it. Probably. Maybe I will just get one. Yeah, Nick, that's a good idea. One of those cheap USB analog tuner adapters. But there are some that have an RF tuner on them, so maybe I'll just get one of those. It might be old, but that would at least be a quick way of being able to test it without pulling my TV on the screen. But it works. The keyboard feels really nice. I think all the keys are working. Break key works because it's telling me break in 10. Yeah. All right, I don't know how this cartridge works, the speech sound pack. Let's plug it in. I did turn it off. If anyone's wondering, you can probably hear the static from the TV. I did leave it on a little. Okay. No, we have, okay, it booted. I do not know how this cartridge works. Computer uses a chip to do the conversion, so it's not an easy mod. Oh, okay. Oh. Well, I'll probably have to get one of the kits then. I didn't see any color computer 3s that I remember. There might have been one in consignment, but I think it sold. But quite honestly, I thought $70 for the color computer 2 with the speech sound pack was probably a good deal. Let me see if I can find the manual for the speech sound pack. 26-3144. I suspect there's like probably a, oh, here we go. I found the manual. Theory of operation. Oh, yeah. Oh, nice. Okay. So what is the speech sound pack? I love the Tandy Radio Shack manuals. It's got like, it's chock full of information. So it's got 3 voices, noise generator, envelope generator, amplitude control, a speech processor, allophone-based text-to-speech algorithm included, and it's got a little PIC microcontroller. What's the sound chip? It looks like it's a, this module has a, it said somewhere. Ah, there. So it's an SP0256-AL2 speech processor and an AY3-8913 programmable sound generator. Hey, Ryan. Yeah, I think there was a Coco 1, but I decided to go for the Coco 2. I don't remember what they wanted for the Coco 1. There was another Coco 2 though that was new in, or not new in box, with the box, although the box was in rough shape. I think they wanted 150 for it. I didn't want the box bad enough, but it had all the manuals with it. But the thing is, I thought this was the better deal with the speech sound pack for $70. Yeah, the PALs might be easier. Oh, well, Radio Shack tells you how to disassemble the cartridge. I'm just trying to see if maybe there's like a sample program in the manual I can type in to test it. Here we go. No, that's not what I'm looking. I just want like a, oh, I should probably save this. Oh, wait a minute. This isn't the user manual. This is the service manual for the, okay, yeah, I definitely want to save this. That I found the service manual for this cartridge. Nice. Okay, that'll be handy to have. That's why it had so much information in it. I'm just trying to see if there's like a basic program I can type in to test it. Or maybe there's not. Maybe I've just got to play one of these games. Okay. Well, let me take one last look on this website, the TRS-80 Color Computer Archive, documents, manuals. See hardware. Was the speech sound pack. I'm just trying to see if there's like a, oh, nice. They've got the schematic archived for this. Hold on, I'm gonna save that. That could come in handy. And they have the manual. There we go. Here's the manual for it. All right, there's got to be a sample basic program. Don't disappoint me, Radio Shack, or I'm going to find my DeLorean. Oh, there we go. All right. Well, it's not short. That one's even longer. I'm just trying to see if there's like a really short program in this manual where I could just make it play some sound. Okay, well, that's even longer. I just want short. Otherwise, we'll set this aside and come back to it because, yeah. Okay, no. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a really long program. Nope, that's long. That's really long. Really long. Okay. All right. So, because I can't show the screen, I'm not going to bore you with me trying to type in a program that you can't see. So, I will. Oh, good night, Rudy. So, what I'm going to do, I guess, is try to find a way that I can capture the output from this. Somewhere I used to actually have an analog tuner device. You know, I might have gotten rid of it when I moved because I thought I will. Wait a minute. Or did I? No, I don't know where it is. I've got like a bucket of video capture hardware upstairs, but I don't remember if that device is in there, and if it is, it's Mac only, and I'm streaming from a PC. Figures. All right, the color computer 2. Well, okay. I can't do this for very long, but anyways, I guess just to kind of prove that it works. There you go. It works. I'll have to find a way to better capture that so we can explore this better on like a live stream or something where you can actually see the screen. And you too can see the wonderful black text on green background. And I think there's a way to change those colors, but and we'll check out the speech sound pack. So, bargain meter, $70 for a color computer 2 and the speech sound pack. I'd say we'll give this a 9.5 out of 10. No, I'm gonna say 10 out of 10. I mean, it's a little dirty, but actually, it's in really good shape. So I'm a 10 out of 10 because it's in good physical shape. So yeah. Anyways, so color computer 2. And so anyone that says I don't listen to my viewers, well, I do. It just took me a while to find one that was at the right price and the right condition. And I have a soft spot for modules and things that make sounds. So after all, I started streaming building a synthesizer. How's that going? You'll never see that one on the channel again. That didn't do very well. That's not to say I might not build other synthesizers. The one I tried to build, I'm not finishing that one. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. All right. Let me see here. Is that everything I bought at Consignment? Yep. XT, computer. Yeah, I think that's everything I bought at Consignment. So I guess it's time to take a short break. I just need a couple of minutes to go run upstairs. I need to go grab the free pile acquisitions. And Ryan, stick around. You will probably may not be disappointed. So give me like a minute or two, and I'll be back downstairs with the free pile stuff. My ears were burning upstairs, Ryan. You're talking about me in ways that you don't realize are true. All right, so first up from the free pile, we have an IBM ThinkPad. It's a T40, which unfortunately is not the same model that Trina sent me, because I think Trina sent me a T30 that doesn't work. But I didn't quite totally remember. So let's check now. But yeah, I think where did they put that on these? Yeah, I'm looking at the one Trina sent me, and I do not see where it says, but it does not look the same. So, well, actually, nope. Okay, so I can't use that one from the, oh, it's a T20 that Trina sent me. So, yep, definitely not going to be parts for the one Trina sent me. So we have a ThinkPad T40. This may very well be a Lenovo era ThinkPad. It's got a Pentium M processor. Was designed for Windows XP. The screen has some marks on it. Keyboard feels mushy, but I think all the keys are there. It's got a Windows XP Professional key on it. It's got a battery that I'm sure is dead, long time ago dead. I think the hard drive is, well, it's got a card slot. I suspect the hard drive's been pulled out of it. It does have the optical drive. And it's got these wonderful, high quality labels on the top. Maybe dead. Definitely dead. And I will give extra credit points to, I believe they spelled definitely correct. So extra bonus points for spelling definitely correct. I don't have a power adapter for any ThinkPads. Oh, it's a DVD drive. Anyway, I'm going to go out on a limb, because these appear to be different handwritings, that this might have been in the free pile last year, perhaps, maybe, or at a free pile somewhere, and definitely, Mr. Definitely Dead or Mrs. Definitely Dead, whoever it was, saw this, probably tried to do some fixing, and then put this note. So there we go. I will have my fun with this at one point. But I can't even try to power it up because I don't have a power adapter for it. But there, Ryan was saying I'm a sucker for punishment, and there we go. I saw this. I saw these labels on it in the free pile, and surprisingly, no one stopped me. No one stopped me at all. In fact, they might have been laughing after I left the free pile area. Who knows? All right, the next item I grabbed from the free pile. Not that I have anything that can use it, but this Dell power adapter. It's, I mean, there's a chance it works. It's the 19.5 volt, 11.8 amp. So yeah, this is the beefy power supply. I don't know what that wattage is right offhand. Anyways, yeah, I grabbed a Dell power adapter because I figured worst comes to worst, I can use it to power something else. Something big. All right, another thing I grabbed off the free pile, and I'm not going to try to test tonight. This wonderful Kingston KNE 30BT PCI network card. probably a 10 megabit RTL 8029 AS chip set. You know, it might actually be a 10100, maybe. Maybe just 10 megabit. Although I did find it interesting. I guess there's a note that someone wrote when they bought it. So it looks like whoever bought this bought it May 29th, 1998. And there's a number. I don't know what that number is. Could be maybe a number from the box or something or other. Anyways, just a generic network card. So I'll put that in my pile of cards. Untested, but cards. Another card I'm not going to test tonight, but I'm going to at least put the bracket back on it so I don't lose the bracket. Firewire card. It was just in the free pile. So it looks like a SIG brand Firewire 400 card, 3 ports, internal. It's got a Texas Instruments chipset on it, so probably decent. It could work. It might have just pulled out of something. I guess there's a chance maybe one of the polyfuses is blown. Capacitors look okay. I don't really have anything. Oh, okay. Yeah, thanks, Nick. Yeah, the 8139 is the 100 megabit. Okay, 8029 is the still 10 megabit. Okay. I mean, it's still useful for an older computer. So anyways, Firewire card. I'll test this at some point, but I don't think I have an install of Windows that's new enough to test this, because I think Windows 98 is maybe too old for Firewire. I'm trying to think what versions of Windows Firewire drivers are available for. So I'll probably have to test this in like a 2000 or probably ideally an XP machine. I think by the time XP came around, Firewire support in Windows was okay. I mean, it's possible this might work on a Mac because it's got it's got a Texas Instruments chip on it. So this might actually work in a Mac too. I'll have to check. It's the Texas Instruments, OCA 36RT or TSB 41AB3. I can't tell which is the model number. So if someone knows if these Texas Instruments cards work on a Mac, then let me know, because that'd be a whole lot easier to test it in a Mac than a PC. It does have these 2 pins bent here, which I will go ahead and unbend. But otherwise, I wasn't going to test this on the stream because I don't have a Firewire device to plug into it. So I guess that means I'll have to find a Firewire device. All right. Well, at least at least these pins are somewhat back into the proper shape. There we go. And the bracket's back on, so I won't lose it. And finally, and we actually get to the item that I was going to try to test. All right, Ryan, if you're still there, you get one guess. I know you can get this one right, Ryan. What do I have? You don't have to get the expansion slot right. You just need to get the brand of the chip on it. I know you can do this, Ryan. We're all counting on you. And this was on the free pile, mind you. Oh, no. Oh, Nick says they were all based on the same interface standards. They all should work. Oh, Ryan might be there. or he's just waiting for me to think he's not there, set this on the table, and then he's gonna to guess. It does have a little bit of corrosion on the PCI slot, so I will have to, looks like I was going to actually try to test this, so it looks like I will have to see if I can't clean this corrosion up, because otherwise it's probably not going to work. I think Ryan is, oh, come on, Ryan. Yeah, I walk up the free pile and someone's actually going through the PCI cards that are in the bin, and that this network card and the firewire card were there at the same time, and I see them kind of look at the video card. I'm like, oh, and they start looking at it really good, and I'm thinking, oh, they're going to take that video card, and it's a Trident video card, and I'll never hear the end of it for not grabbing it, and then they put them all back. So I immediately grabbed the 2 other cards I just showed you in this one. I didn't even notice that the edge connector was corroded on the back of this one. Yeah. So I have a Trident TGY9440 PCI video card. It has IBM memory chips on it, which is actually something I had not seen on a Trident video card. In fact, when I noticed that they were IBM memory chips, I almost was thinking maybe this was in an IBM computer, but there are no IBM part numbers on it. Plus, I think IBM would have used a slightly higher grade PCB. Yeah, they was. Ryan's saying no, they were just judging it. Yeah, they probably found it lacking their desire to take it. I don't know. Actually, maybe whoever was looking at it had actually seen my YouTube channel, didn't say anything to me because they didn't want to have to admit that they left the Trident card for me, and they walked away, leaving the card there for me to take because they have seen my YouTube channel before. Hashtag unlikely story. All right. Well, let me at least see if I can't get this corrosion off this card edge. I think the first thing I will try is some deoxit gold. Because that is a gold card edge connector. I need to get some dropper bottles. I forgot to ask Adrian Black what kind of dropper bottles he uses for his deoxit while I saw him, because I was too busy having a good laugh over that LS120 drive that I single-handedly helped him destroy with the adapter that turned out to be the wrong one. Oh yeah, Adrian Black was at VCF East. I've got the selfie somewhere. Yeah, I think some deoxit will help this PCI edge connector. I'll just let it soak a little bit, and I bet that corrosion comes right off. In fact, it's actually kind of bubbling here where the corrosion is. Yeah, you know, I bet that might just come right off now. Let's see here. And, oh, of course. Wait a minute. What did I do with my... So I was at Lowe's the other day, and I bought the good shop towels. And, of course, I didn't bring any downstairs. Oh, I'll just use a cotton swab. Also, I slightly cleaned up the basement area because Jeremy was going to be here, so I didn't clean my bench off, but if it wasn't on my workbench, it's been moved, and the paper towels that I thought I brought down here may just simply be sitting somewhere where I don't normally have them. Oh, actually, that corrosion is coming right off. It's hard to tell, but if you'll notice, the the card edge where that green corrosion was is now just dull. There we go. I might need to use just a slightly more abrasive scrubbing method here. There's a little bit more deoxit. There we go. Okay, I think the corrosion's off. Now let me see if I can kind of clean up the fiberglass. And then I'll go get probably the only motherboard I have that will realistically support this card. Oh, wait a minute. I don't have a processor for it. Never mind. I was about to say, wait a minute. I bought a new, I bought a socket 7 motherboard on eBay the other day, and I don't have a heatsink for the socket 7 processor, so I can't use it. Oh, wait. Oh, no, wait a minute. I was about to say, I could, Oh, hey, Jeremy. I'm, cleaning corrosion off a Trident video card. It was in the free pile. I think it cleaned up very nicely. I'm just trying to figure out which computer to put this in to try it. Here we go. I'll use this one here. Oh, if I can find all the parts. Oh, there we go. All right. This will work. I don't need the whole computer, just enough parts to plug in a video card. So I picked the Pentium 2. I have it slightly disassembled for a case swap. I haven't bothered to put it back together yet. So I just basically want to see Yes, Jeremy did have some cards for me too. Which if I run out of the... yes, I I will get to your stuff, Jeremy. I'm just remember, I have enough stuff from you that I can make an entire video on it. I guess I could make an entire video on these too, but I may give us I'll if we've got time, which it's only 10:10. I'll give a sneak peek of what Jeremy brought, except for the 100+ pound item. There's no way this bench would hold it. There's no way I could get it to the bench. That will not get that one will be a surprise for the video. But as Jeremy will probably realize, it will be no surprise when I do the video that item will probably still be in the same spot in my basement where it was when we set it down. Because I'm actually going to have to double check its power. Well, actually, the computers that Jeremy brought me, I am going to have to double check their power supplies before I plug them in. So I don't want to just plug them in, and I want to double check that they're in good shape first. Okay, I think this is the minimum viable computer. All right, I think that's on. Let's see here. Let's reset. There we go, power. Hey, look at that. Oh, I don't have a speaker plugged into it, but yeah, I don't have a keyboard plugged into it either. Does it have a banner? I wanted to see if it... Oh, this video card doesn't have a banner. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, the regular way computer is perfectly fine, you promise. Okay, Jeremy. Well, then we might sneak peek and plug it in. I just... I didn't want to just plug something in that you hadn't at least checked, or someone hadn't checked if it just came straight out of storage. Because at least the computer I picked up at Consignment, theoretically, someone checked it before they consigned it, because it said it was tested. Well, this PCI video card does seem to work. And I think I finally got that bug that's been bugging me. Let me grab the... Let me see here. Here's the keyboard I usually use on this. One thing I did look for, and... Oh, wait a minute. I have a PS2 keyboard now. Yeah, the computer Jeremy's referring to as Bertha. Bertha is not going to get plugged in until I can inspect it. Which includes inspecting what the label says in terms of current power consumption. I'm gonna grab the hard drive for this computer. We're gonna actually boot it. Actually, you know, I could probably just grab that compact flash card that I have in the... Oh, it's in the XT, and I put the case on it. Never mind. I'll just get the spinning hard drive. No, Jeremy brought me a computer that does not... When I started this channel, it's not something I envisioned that I would have the opportunity to feature on the channel, but we'll just say that normally I like to focus on the computers that we grew up with in our homes in the 80s and 90s. Let's just say that Bertha was not one of those computers. Yeah, she might need her own breaker. Yeah, seriously, Jeremy, that thought had crossed my mind. I mean, I do have an outlet in the basement that is has hardly anything on it that I might be able to use, but yeah. Let's just say that a computer like Bertha wasn't a computer you would have in the home, but it might have served the websites that you enjoyed from home. And that's all I'm going to say. And Jeremy's comment, she might need her own breaker, is probably, that probably tells you all you need to know. Okay, I have no idea what the garbage at the bottom of the screen's about. That's weird. Oh. Windows, netlog. Oh, interesting. I don't have DOS bench on here. Night, Ryan. Nick's asking, does it have its own casters? No. Bertha does not have her own casters. However, Jeremy was kind enough to also give me one of those hydraulic lift tables like you might find at Harbor Freight. So if I get a neighbor to help me set Bertha on top of that table, I can give Bertha wheels and raise it up to a comfortable height to work on it. But no, I'm not kidding. It's a team lift object. And I don't have DOS bench on this hard drive. Therefore, I will just have to let... There's a bug bugging me. All right, I'll let Windows 98 boot. Since it's just a video card swap, and Windows 98 probably has drivers for this video card built in. That'll be the best way to see what this video card actually is, and if it works. I don't have a floppy drive plugged in. But yeah. Yes, Jeremy, you did suggest leaving it on the cart, and I had a bazillion things on my mind and probably didn't realize you were going to leave me the cart, despite the fact you probably told me that. If it says anything, Jeremy, it took me like 3 attempts to actually leave to go to Chris's house. Because I had to return to my house twice to get things that I forgot. There we go. Well, Windows 98 has drivers. Anyways, yeah, I got back from VCF East. Well, got back late Sunday to Chris's house. I came back home Monday. I went thrifting, which the thrifting finds are up next. Oh, you told me before you showed up. Okay, Jeremy, that's why I forgot. Yeah. I had forgotten by the time you got here that you were bringing me a cart. My bad. Well, I'll just have to find my geekiest neighbor to help me, and then they'll probably get intrigued, and that doesn't look right. Um, I think this video card is not working so well. Or an engine hoist, yeah. I believe this Trident video card was in the free pile for a reason. Maybe it needs reflowed. I mean, the chip kind of feels warm. Yeah, the computer is locked up solid. In fact, it's outputting a video picture that's out of range. All right, let me take a look here. Did it run NetWare at any point? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if NetWare. I mean, I presume it. Maybe you could have run NetWare on it. Hmm. All right. Oh, there's the contact cleaner. Okay, so I am just trying a last ditch method to see if this card will work. Basically, contact cleaning the fine pitch parts. Just make sure there's nothing conductive stuck between them. Kind of spraying some contact cleaner in the ROM socket and on the edge connector. If Windows locks up again, then it's quite possible there's a bad memory chip on this card. Shocker, right? Or might need to reflow the solder. Might need recapped. These caps kind of look cheap. But anyways, I think I now know why it was in the free pile. Yet another, looks like it's yet another broken Trident video card. Yeah, don't do that again, Jeremy. I'm certainly glad you got to go to VCF East, but your travel tribulations that you went through to actually get here before I had to leave, yeah, don't do that again. Next time, hopefully, maybe we'll even have a little bit more time and we could actually maybe look at something in the basement while you're here. And you won't be like rushing to get to somewhere. So yes, I do not mind as long as I know that you're visiting. If you're in the area, Ah, you too can experience bad Trident cards with me in the basement. I won't even charge you for the experience. You too can try the free pile Trident 9440 in your PCI motherboard, and it probably will do the same exact thing. Or maybe you'd like an ISA Trident video card that'll give you the creeps when it just kind of keeps shaking more and more on the screen. But yeah, this Trident video card is in need of repair. Shocker. Yeah, a bad Trident card. So it looks like my Trident count at VCF East was 0 for 2. All right, yeah, bad Trident video card. I mean, I think I got the corrosion off the contacts. I'm pretty sure they're making contact. I suspect one of those memory chips is bad. Or maybe the GPU itself. But the fact it ran fine in text mode and then failed when it went into Windows and tried to draw a higher resolution, something tells me that probably bad memory. So I guess I'll just drop this card in my parts pile because I don't have any memory like that, so yeah, I guess that's the best way for me to remember there's something wrong with the card. I'll drop it in my parts pile. Maybe one of these days I might take it out of the parts pile and try to repair it, but I'll have to get some memory. Anyways, all right. But the Pentium 2, or well, actually it's a Pentium 3 right now. So I bought this Pentium 3 500 off Marketplace for a really good price. So right now it's got a Pentium 3 in it. I am probably going to put the Pentium 2 back in it though for long term. But for now, I got the Pentium 3 500. That's what it was jumpered for. What type of RAM? Well, your guess is as good as mine. It kind of looks like memory that would be on some sort of a DIMM. Quite honestly, it's probably SD RAM. I mean, it really looks a lot like SD RAM that might be on a DIMM, but I don't have any DIMMs that I'm willing to sacrifice in the name of repairing this card. It is an IBM 025170L G5B-70 is the part number. I really doubt that a data sheet is going to be easy to find. Probably I'll just have to... I'm probably going to have to find another Trident card that uses different memory but looks like this. And then maybe I might have an idea of what size SD RAM that is. Because I don't know if this is a 1 meg or a 2 meg card. So I don't know what size SD RAMs those are. Maybe if I can figure that out, then I might be able to fix it. But for now, I'm putting it in my parts pile because that'll remind me that it doesn't work. As opposed to putting it in my pile of defective Trident cards, which also would remind me it doesn't work. There's a reason for that. Video coming at some point. I'm probably going to do some VCF videos before that Trident video card video. If it wasn't for the fact that we were trying to get to VCF East, I probably would have filmed and I didn't want to bring a stack of Trident video cards with me to Chris's house because I already had enough that I was bringing. I would have probably filmed the intro and outro while I was up at Chris's house so that you wouldn't know that I didn't film it back in March. Unless you're watching this live stream, and then now I guess you would know because I just admitted I didn't film it. Because actually back then, March, I didn't know what angle I was going to take the video, and well, I kind of figured out more the angle I wanted to take. I mean, there is always the option that I could just have Chris take a picture of the stair rail and green screen myself in front of it. Hey, I like that idea. I can green screen myself into the angle that I was at when we did the rest of the video. Jeremy, I will eventually find a Trident video card that works. However, I did recently buy a video card for my Emerson Elite SX386, and it's a Cirrus Logic card. Because actually I bought a card for it that was a Paradise video card, and I don't like how it performs with the Paradise video card. It's kind of a slow video card. I didn't know if it's the video card or the fact it's a SX16. But I bought a Cirrus Logic video card for it. It's a CLGD 5429. So that's actually a pretty speedy video card in the ISA range. It's an 386 SX16. I didn't think I needed to track down the CLGD 5434 on an ISA card. So I settled for the 5429. I may put that card in, run the same benchmarks, and realize it's not running any faster than the Paradise card, and realize it's the computer, not the card. Ugh. But anyways, yeah, the things I do. But anyways, let's see here. That was actually everything I got from the free. Oh, okay, there was one other thing I got from the free pile, but I didn't keep it. So therefore I can't show it off. But anyways, one other card that I found in the free file was actually a PCI token ring card. But I gave that to Kevin Moonlight because he's a token ring guy. So he was actually exhibiting with Chris. He would have not been able to grab it out of the free pile because he was exhibiting. And once I realized that it was a PCI token ring card, because it had the DB9 connector on it along with RJ45, I grabbed it. I'm like, hey, Kevin, is this a token ring card? And he's like, yeah, I think it is. And sure enough, and then he found the label on it that was the telltale sign that it's a token ring card. He's like, yep, that is a token ring card. I was like, you want it? Sure, you can have it. It was in the free pile. So can't show that one off because I gave it to someone who can better use it than me, because that would be the only token ring card I have. And with one card, you don't have a token ring. Anyways, all right, that concludes the free pile. So I think I do want to show off the thrifts, but there was one other item that I got at VCF East. It didn't come from Consignment, and it didn't come from the free pile. But I actually bought one item from a vendor, and I'm delaying because I don't think I have the proper cable to plug the computer in that uses it, because I loaned the cable to someone. Great job, Justin. All right, so I'm going to have to shut off later because I just realized. So the item I bought from a vendor at VCF East was a Commodore 64 floppy drive, aka the 1541. So yeah, this vendor actually had cleaned and refurbed it and everything and tested it. And I bought it because, spoiler alert for a video I haven't finished yet, while I was thrifting back in March with RetroTech Chris, I found a 1541. But if you watch the short that I uploaded on my channel, you will have realized that the 1541 I bought back in March had a Post-it note inside of it. And further investigation, I realized that there's no felt pad on the read-write head. And the note said to check the read-write head. Plus, I can't just stick a felt pad to it because the thing the felt pad goes on is also missing. Although I've got some spare floppy mechanisms now that I got off Mercari, so I might be able to fix it. But the thing is, the style floppy drive that it is the one where the read-write heads will absorb moisture and eventually stop working, and there's no way to fix that. So actually, I'm wondering if the read-write head that was in that drive that I got back in March, if the note said check read-write head, is because I'm wondering if that drive was already toast. So even if those other two floppy mechanisms work and the read-write heads work, they'll eventually fail. So the one I bought from the vendor is actually the style floppy drive that has the push down instead of the turn style, which I think's the Neutronics mechanism. It's got the door that you push down. And apparently those floppy drives don't have a problem with absorbing moisture and then ceasing to work. So I did buy that. Unfortunately, I don't have a video cable to plug my Commodore 64 in because I loaned that cable to someone and I didn't realize, and I didn't realize they were going to be on vacation this week. So well, actually, the thing is, I wouldn't have known last week to ask for it back. So I get back to work Tuesday, and lo and behold, they're on vacation this week. So I haven't been able to ask for the cable back. So we'll have to take a look at that one later. I don't have a video cable to plug my Commodore 64 into. And yes, that is probably a revelation that I have a Commodore 64 now. I bought it from Savvy Sage. So he was selling one of his Commodore 64s, and I managed to be the first person that said, yes, I'd like it. So it does have a problem, but apparently I won't run into the problem unless I get an Easy Flash cartridge. So I don't have an Easy Flash cartridge. Anyways, I don't have a video cable. Can't plug the Commodore 64 into video. So we can't even test the floppy drive I bought from the vendor. Therefore, we're going on to thrifts. And we'll take a look at the items I got. Driving back home, I took the long way back. So I'm in the Charlottesville area. So the quickest way home would have been if I just drove down Route 29. Instead, I decided that I wanted to go through Woodbridge, Virginia, to go to LNY Electronics, and also went to there's another thrift shop that Chris learned about. Basically in March, while we were at LNY Electronics, there was a local there that was looking for a card for his computer. We got to talking. He said, oh, by the way, there's another thrift shop up the road. He gave us a general description of where it was. He couldn't remember the name. They said it was in Woodbridge. So anyways, we did take a quick look while we were there to try to figure out what it might have been, but we couldn't figure it out there. But anyways, it was like a week or two later, Chris is like, oh, I figured out it was Be Thrifty, and here's where they are. So and then it was a couple weeks ago, I think Chris and Rick's Random Retro and someone else went back to Woodbridge. They went to LNY. They also stopped by Be Thrifty, but this computer store within Be Thrifty that the local talked about was actually closed that day. So anyways, I figured out that computer store was open on Mondays. So I went through Woodbridge. I stopped at Be Thrifty, was able to also shop in that computer store as well as Be Thrifty, which, by the way, if you're ever in Woodbridge, Virginia, and you want to go thrifting, do stop at Be Thrifty. It is a huge thrift store. I believe it used to be a Kmart, to give you an idea of size. Yeah, Sucra, thank you, Chris. Uh, I stared at their facade long enough because I could see the outline of the old store sign on behind the Be Thrifty sign, and I kept staring at it, trying to think of department stores it might have been. And as soon as I thought of Kmart and I think their newer logo style, I realized, yes, I think that says Kmart behind Be Thrifty, kind of the shadow that it leaves when you pull the sign off the veneer. So I think it used to be a Kmart to give you an idea of size. So this is like department store size thrift store. Sure, they got part of it set off. That's where they do their sorting. They've got part of it set up so I think it's like smaller vendors rent space from them, but still, the actual floor where the thrifts are is huge. And yeah, they've got clothing too, so there's a lot of it's clothing, but they got an electronics section. And as you'll see, I found a goodie in Be Thrifty, and then also in the Easy Buy is the name of the store in Be Thrifty. That's the computer shop. So, anyways, I gotta go run upstairs and get those. I can't test everything that I got because I don't have power adapters and/or batteries for some of it. But we'll take a look at what I got. I think I got some good deals there too. So if you'll give me a moment, I'm going to grab a drink of water while I'm upstairs. So behave yourselves in the chat, and I'll be right back with my thrift goodies from Monday. And I am back. And note, this is actually the box that has things from 3 different thrift shops, essentially. So, Be Thrifty, the Easy Buy, and then L&Y Electronics. So we'll, I guess, well, no, that I can actually try to test, so we'll set that to the side. So first we'll start with the Easy Buy things I got. So I need to set this to the side. I know Chris is definitely going to want to be tuned when I get to that item. But all right, so Easy Buy, and actually the proprietor let me film a little bit inside his shop. So when I do get the video, my video done, you can actually take a look at what it's like in it. But anyway, so at Easy Buy, I kind of rummaged through the various tables and bins and whatnot, and I found a few things here. So yes, Jeremy, that zip drive came from L&Y Electronics. We'll get to it in a moment. But actually, there is another zip drive. So I found this Zip 100 that was just kind of in a box. It has a beige faceplate. It is an IDE version. So yeah. Anyways, Zip 100. I actually might try to test that. I'll probably have to pull the Pentium 2 back over. Floppy drive. It has some slightly bent pins. I can bend those back. Beige faceplate. A little bit of rust, it looks like. But otherwise, I mean, it looks like I can clean it up. But yeah, just a beige floppy drive. I won't necessarily test this because it probably needs cleaned first. A light scribe compatible DVD burner. It's actually IDE. This was actually in an anti-static bag. Yeah, it was in an anti-static bag in a bin, and the bin was marked $5 each. But we'll get to that in a moment. But anyways, so there's that. I might actually try to plug that in too. Let me see here. That's the business card. I found this, I think this is 2 IDE cables bundled together. So just some IDE cables. It looks like there's some screws or jumpers in it. Audio cable, RCA 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. It's a Molex to SATA power adapter, and a Molex to Molex and Berg power adapter. So just some adapters. And then in a box, I just happened upon 2 cameras that looked, these are kind of neat cameras. I don't know if they work though, because I don't have batteries for them or power adapters. But the first one is a Nikon Coolpix 990. It's kind of one of those ones that has the pivoting, it pivots, whatever. It takes compact flash cards. I think it can take a power adapter. So if I can find a power adapter for it. Maybe it doesn't take a power adapter. Okay, maybe I will have to find batteries for it. Oh, wait, no, this one takes AA batteries, so maybe I will see if it powers up. I'll have to go upstairs and get some AA's. Or actually, wait a minute. Oh, wait, I may have AA's down here. But of course, I may not have enough. Okay, so I might actually be able to try to power this up. I have not tested it yet. I thought it took a proprietary battery. And then I found inspired by multiple people taking pictures with Mavica cameras at VCF East, I found this Mavica Sony MVC FD200 Mavica camera. It's got 3x optical zoom. It has the little lens cap. Yes, it takes the floppy disks. It also takes memory sticks, and there actually was a memory stick in the camera. It says Team Joyce on it, 128 megabyte memory stick. That might actually have been worth grabbing it. Little switch to switch between the two. This does have a DC input, but it's a weird connector. So I'll have to get a power adapter to see if this will power up. This takes a lithium battery that if I had a charger, I could charge it. It's an NPF550 battery. I don't know if it's good. Probably dead. Actually, the battery is dead. I tried to turn it on. I don't know if this battery will charge, but I think you can get these batteries still. Anyways, so for that whole lot of stuff, so I get up, put everything on the counter, and he says, name your price. And I thought about it for a moment, trying to think of a fair price that wasn't like I didn't want to like lowball it too much. I also didn't want to spend a whole lot because after all, I don't know if these cameras work. I don't know if the DVD drive works. I don't know if the floppy drive works. Don't know if the zip drive works. So I said 20 bucks. He said deal. So I handed him a $20 bill. So this whole box of stuff, 20 bucks. So we'll have to see how well of a deal I did with when I test these. It looks like I could probably test more than I thought I could, just because I didn't realize that Nikon camera takes AA's, and I might even have a compact flash card around here I can jam in it. All right, well, we'll set these aside for the moment because I'll probably have to bring some stuff back on the bench. All right. L&Y Electronics. So I browsed around. I mean, there might have been some new stuff on the shelf since I was last there. This was one of the first things I did spot, though, was a copy of the Macintosh Bible, 5th edition. I don't know if that's the latest version. I thought it was funny that they wrote on the plastic cover, as is, $15. I mean, I'm pretty sure that a book is a book. I don't think this edition had originally had any media in it, because I think there was a special offer. I think with this edition of the book, you had to like mail in for the discs. But anyways, I thought this could be a handy book to have, because I think there's like repair tips and whatnot, like things that might have been lost from the internet. So I don't know if this is the latest version, but it is the 5th edition. And seemingly, I don't remember too many more editions after this. So maybe someone can correct my memory, but it's 1,100 pages at a price of 15 bucks. I also, at L&Y, managed to find about 4 Mavica cameras. And then, well, some of them were out on the shelf. And then when I went up to go pay, and Susie saw I had some Mavica cameras, she actually asked if I'd be interested to look at a couple more that she had. And so she actually took me to the back. Yes, I actually got to take a peek at the back, which was chock full of stuff. And so she pulls the cameras off the shelf, and then she asked me, is there anything else you see here that strikes your fancy? Or I don't remember how she said it. And I had seen this on the shelf in the back, because it was in a box on the shelf in the back. So I said, yeah, I kind of would be interested in that zip drive, and I pulled it off the shelf. And so we went up, and I tried to make a deal. And unfortunately, by the fact that you don't see any Mavica cameras on the table, they wanted too much for the Mavica cameras. So I will just have to go back to L&Y another day when Chris is there and put my chief negotiator to work, because I don't negotiate as well as Chris does, apparently. However, she told me that she would sell me this for $35. And when you see what's in the box, you'll realize that's why I paid $35 for it, not necessarily for the box. And she said she'd sell me this book for $10, which, quite honestly, this looks like a new copy of the book. I mean, if I tried to buy a used copy on eBay, I'd be spending $10. So I was like, okay. I told her a deal on these, because $10 for a copy of the book. I mean, I'd probably spend that much to order a copy, and it wouldn't be in as good as condition necessarily. So, okay. And the zip drive, I had taken a peek in it to know that this appears to be, or at least the glance I took inside of it, potentially a brand new zip drive. Or, well, maybe not brand new. Looks like it's been opened. But it looks like it has hardly been used. Oh, yeah, there we go. It's got the iOmega Wear CD. It's got the registration card, the manual. But actually, maybe actually, no, I wasn't wrong. I sure thought, yeah. I don't think they ever used the zip drive because it's still sealed. That's what I saw. I took a peek inside between the layers and I saw this sealed. So actually, there we go. There's the zip drive. There's the SCSI cable. I think yeah. And here's the Zip 250 disc that came with it. So, yeah. And this is actually the bundle for the Mac. So it's actually already Mac formatted. So yeah, it's a 100% complete Zip 250. And if you price zip drives on eBay, by the time you add shipping, I'm probably spending at least $50 to get one shipped to me. And I still have the gamble, will it work or not? So do I know if this works? No, I haven't tested it. But it's the same gamble on eBay, so. Plus, though, at least the Zip 250s, I think, were made. I think by that time they'd solved the click of death problem, so it probably works. I think okay, I do see one thing. It is actually missing one thing. It should have had a power adapter in the box. It is missing the power adapter. All right, well, I don't have a power adapter down here for it, so we'll set this to the side. Anyways, okay, but it's got a Zip 250 disc, so at least I have a Zip 250 disc. I got a whole stack of Zip 100 discs, which will also work in the 250. So while I was trying to find a Zip 100 drive, the Zip 250 is an acceptable substitute. Anyways, yeah. So it's not 100% complete. It's like 90% complete. Yeah, but it's got the box. It is kind of a cool box. New, the super floppy preferred by millions. Now in 250 megabytes star capacity. And of course the star, what's the star? Probably the disclaimer that unformatted capacity or something like that. It's disclaimer, it's on the, oh. Well, the disclaimer is somewhere on the box. There's a bug that is about to drive me nuts. Oh yeah, there we go. 250 megabytes and 100 megabytes capacity where 1 megabyte equals 1 million bytes. The capacity reported by your operating system may differ. Yeah. Okay, yeah, the reason why I was kind of wanting a Zip 100 drive is because the write speed for 100 megabyte zip disks is rather slow. Then again, on some Macs, I'd probably never noticed. Yeah, the asterisk. Anyways, so Zip 250 drive. SCSI one. So now at least I got a SCSI zip drive I can plug into vintage Macs. And a copy of the Macintosh Bible, which hopefully will help me with any quandaries I have of information that's been lost on the internet because it's old. But now, I know this is the part Chris has probably been waiting for. And I think I saved the best for last. Because if you're going to go to Be Thrifty, Mondays are the day to go. Because Monday is Customer Appreciation Day. So they have a loyalty program. And if you're in the loyalty program, I think you get a discount any day of the week. And I'm knocking things over here. Oh. But on Mondays, everyone gets 30% off discount. And lo and behold, I was there on a Monday. And so I walked the electronics aisles. I didn't really see anything. Oh, okay, I saw a SCSI scanner that I did not get because it wasn't really that impressive. And I saw a couple other things. And then I went to the Easy Buy and made the deal on the stuff that I had in the box. Then I went back to electronics because I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. And I just happened to see this unassuming laptop case sitting on top of a stereo. So I pull it down. I looked at the price tag. It said $99.99. So it says compact on it. I'm like, well, what could it be? Drum roll, please. Yeah, Chris is like, if only I had gone 2 weeks later. I know. Yes, Chris, next time I'm up at your place, I'll bring this and you can check it out. This is, yeah, has the matching power cord. This is a compact LTE Elite 440C laptop. All right. So I'm going to have to try to find something to remove the wax. I think that's a wax pencil or something. I'm hoping that'll just come off with maybe some Windex. But look at this. Now, if you're thinking that it looks clean, this thing is like seemingly immaculate. So it still has the door with the ports. There's the little slidey thing to cover the expansion connector. The little flap that covers the car charger port is still there. Yes, it's a 486, Jeremy. There we go. There's the PCMCIA card slots, including the network adapter that I'm going to have to find the dongle for. Oh, no, never mind. It's a modem. I don't need the dongle for that. I'll get a network card for it. But yeah, so it's got a 28.8 fax modem. I guess I'll leave that in there for now. I thought it was a network card, but I didn't pull it out before. It's got the battery. Oh, wait, that's the hard drive. So it's got a... Well, if I can... It's got a 170 megabyte hard drive. There's the LTE carrier. I think the LTE 500 series shares the same carrier, if I'm not mistaken. Ah, Chris is already telling me the floppy drive will probably have a broken belt. No doubt. Well, we'll see if it works. And the battery has not leaked. So I could get this rebuilt if I wanted to, or I could rebuild it if I was that crazy. I do have to be just a little bit careful. There's the other side. Just some yellowing on this plastic here, but the other plastic looks pretty untouched by the sun. On the bottom, the reason I'm holding a floppy disk there is because the person that used to own this taped their business card to the bottom, and they worked for some sort of a health-related company in McLean, Virginia. Oh, and they were the president of the company. So this was the president of the company's laptop. And I guess there's the memory. So I believe this is 8 megabytes memory, because I probably just spoiled something there. But anyways, so you're thinking, wow, that looks pretty clean. Take a look at this. Look at that keyboard. I mean, I don't think the person that owned this ever ate while they used the computer. This keyboard is so clean. The screen is like, I mean, it's got a few smudgy fingerprints on it, but some of those might be mine where I was just taking a look at it. It looks like someone might have cleaned the screen, but look at this. This This thing is like immaculate. And the best part is, it was priced at $99.99, but I was there on Monday, 30% off for everyone. You don't have to be a member of their loyalty program. Everyone gets the 30% off. You don't even have to ask for it. They automatically give it to you. So I paid $70 for this compact LTE Elite. Yep, it's a 486 laptop. Jeremy got it. It's kind of hard to hide things from him. He's probably was on either recognized the model or was probably on Google before I finished saying the model name. But yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, Chris is saying it wasn't uncommon for executives to have laptops back in these days. Yep. And most had assistants, so this was probably hardly ever used. Yeah. Anyways. Go for a little ASMR. All right, unfortunately this is like this model's the low end one, so it has the like inferior screen on it. 12 megabytes of memory. So it's got 4 on board, and then that's an 8 megabyte memory module. And it's starting MS-DOS. It's booting off the hard drive that's in it. I don't know if you can hear it, but... Oh, Jeremy can decipher model numbers in his head. Yeah. Their model numbers wasn't really a secret. Yeah. All right, we're running Norton Antivirus, scanning for viruses. Hard drive sounds good. Passive matrix screen. Yeah, it's still nice. I mean, the screen is, it's got some ghosting common with passive matrix, but it looks really, for a passive matrix, it looks fairly vibrant. I mean, if you get the angle right, then the backlight doesn't bother you too much. It's kind of got a backlight halo around the edges. I think that's common. It's also trying to connect to a network with a network card that doesn't exist anymore. Listen to that hard drive. And it's got Windows for Workgroups 3.1.1 on it. Hard drive sounds great. I may have to reinstall the OS just because it's got a bunch of drivers for things that don't exist. And quite possibly there could be, I don't know, maybe this person didn't use it enough for there to be any like personal data on it. But yeah. Oh, you can't see it at all, but this thing looks, for a passive matrix screen, it looks pretty good. It's got there's the trackball. It's got the buttons on the back of the screen. It's loading the America Online program group. So whoever had this apparently was using America Online. But yeah, this is pretty nice. Yeah, this is I think for $70, as clean as this laptop is, I'd say it's a 10 out of 10 deal. I'm happy. We'll have some fun with this. Okay, the trackball might need cleaned a little bit. Kind of not moving quite as smooth as I would think it would, but all right, so looks like they used a lot of, they used remote desktop, PC Anywhere. Oh, you know, quite honestly, there may not be any. I bet there's not any data on this. I bet they use PC Anywhere. I think the trackball might have just stuck in one place for too long. I think if I use it a little, it'll probably. Okay, the button arrangement's kind of funny, but. I bet they use this in a dock too, because there's a SCSI drivers, backpack CD-ROM drivers. Yeah, I bet they used remote services. Yeah, anyways, this is a pretty nice little laptop. Yes, Dave, be careful what you wish for. When I was at Chris's house in March, he held me ransom until I took an LTE 5000. So, not to spoil what's in one of the upcoming episodes of Channel Surprise, but yeah. Yeah, Jeremy, some laptops can be hard to repair, but oh yeah. Oh yeah, you should see this pile of LTE 5000 stuff Chris got on Sunday. If you want to talk about deals, he got a really good deal on it. And it looked really nice too. Because I was there to help him pick it up. Because it was either that or I would have been in the car for 30 minutes. So actually, Chris, I didn't mention it, but I'm kind of glad I actually went with you to meet your friend, because I would have been in the car for 30 minutes easily. But yeah, Chris got a great deal on some LTE 5000 stuff. So yeah, he'll take a look for his picture. He got some neat things. Yeah, we were able to stop on the way back to pick that up. So, but yeah, this came from B-Thrifty in Woodbridge, Virginia. $70. The hard drive works. 12 megs of RAM. Yeah, stellar deal. So yeah, Chris got a stellar deal. So I think this laptop was a good deal too. Oh, and actually, I have to admit, I found a seller on eBay selling the 16 megabyte upgrade module for what I thought was a decent price. So actually, I'll be upgrading this to the full 20 megabytes because I can. They'll have to ship it first. So yeah, actually, when I was at Chris's in March, actually Chris had pulled the laptop off the stack for me. He didn't like the way the keyboard looked. You should have seen it. It was he's got those keyboard replacements down to like art, or would it be a science? But he was field stripping 2 LTE 5000s, swapping keyboard, got it all set up, set me up with a compact flash card. So I've got his actual like standard LTE software load. So it's pretty cool. So I've got like the software load for the LTE 5000. Although I won't be able to fit it on this drive because this is like 170 megabytes, but I'm probably going to have to do something similar and just put a 1 gig compact flash card in this, because I actually found on archive.org, someone actually archived the hard drive image for the 475. So it's the LTE Elite 475, 4/75. So it's the high end model. But I suspect the software load's the same for all of them. But I don't remember what size hard drive it restores to, because I think that model came with a larger hard drive. But in order to restore this to kind of what Compaq would have shipped it with, I'm probably going to put a Compaq flash card in it so I can restore that image. Because I don't know where you would even get the restore discs for this. If there are, because I bet they were floppy disks. Oh, speaking of floppy disks, Chris is saying it's probably a Citizen drive and the belt's probably no good. Oh, Chris can help me get all the drivers for this. Yeah. And yes, Chris, of course, next time I'm up at your place, I will totally bring this. We'll check it out. We'll get the Retrotech Chris opinion on the LTE Elite 440. I know it's the low end model, but it was in too good of a condition to pass up. After all, I know if I didn't get it, then and the moment Chris found out about it, he would have gotten it. Because hey, it's in this is in great shape. Okay. Yeah, it sounds like I'm going to have to go up to Chris's to learn the art of the soft pack install. All right, let's see if this floppy drive even works. Well, it sounds like it's... Oh. Okay, the floppy disk I put in here is probably not formatted. Oh, that bug that's been bugging me is a mosquito. Oh. All right, mosquito. Now that I have identified your species, you better not fly around me again or you're going to be toast. Let me try to format this disk. I don't think this is a... Oh, there's no disk in drive A. That's not a good sign. I bet the belt is broken. All right, let me try formatting the disk and see what happens. Oh, I guess go back to DOS prompt. Yes, Chris, invite me to that group. That was actually one of the questions I forgot to ask you was because you had mentioned like 2 Facebook groups in the car, and that was one of them. So yeah, send me an invite. I think I'm like hooked on them. All right, let's see if this disk formats. Yeah, I believe this floppy drive is broken. Well, looks like I will have something to repair. Yeah, this floppy drive's broken. I'm at the point of the prompt where it's telling me checking existing disk format, and the light's on, and I don't think it's able to do anything. I think the belt's broken, unfortunately, due to age. Nick recently made a GoTech that will fit in the slot. Oh, excellent. I'll have to check that out because I suspect I'll have to do the GoTech mod to this. Yeah, because it's... I don't think the floppy disk is spinning. All right, Jeremy, what is the first thing that goes through the mind of any bug as it hits a windshield? Because if I catch that mosquito around me again, it is going to, well, let's just say it's going to probably wish it had stayed outside. All right, yep. I think this floppy drive... I think the floppy drive in this LTE Elite... Oh. Okay, that's a good one. Yep, his tail end. Yep, I should have seen that one coming. Yeah, I think this floppy drive is a victim of age. Yeah, it's not even spinning. In fact, the floppy drive hasn't even detected that I ejected the disk. Oh, there we go. It just did. Yeah, okay. The floppy drive doesn't work. Everything else does, though. So I guess there will be one repair at least. Anyways, there we go. The LTE Elite 440C. It's like in fabulous condition. Except for the floppy drive. Oh, there we go. Chris just sent me a link to the GoTech that fits the slot. Excellent. Oh, yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'll have to get one of those because all right, so this requires no modifications of your compact LTE Elite plastics. All you need to do is unplug and lift out the stock drive, remove 2 screws from the main board, slot this board into place, plug it in, and screw it down. Oh, that is easy. Wow, that is really cool, and it looks like the yeah, all right, I'll have to check that out because I bet I'll be getting one. Did I see Usagi Electric? I probably did and didn't realize it. Because there are, yes, I did see Usagi Electric. There are people I saw there and I didn't realize who they were. Because it was quite, especially on Saturday, it was quite busy. All right, now the interesting thing is, I don't know if this battery charges, although I bet it doesn't. But yeah. Yeah, I did record some video, so I'm gonna do I'll be doing a VCF East video. Although I will apologize in advance, I don't usually like doing I guess portrait video, but did some film for some shorts that when I was filming things didn't realize I was over a minute, and well, I'll probably compile them into a video of some sort. I apologize in advance if it looks like I've taken a portrait film and kind of made it not portrait, but what do you do? Also, I think I realized I didn't get all the video I wanted to. There was just so much to see and do, and you're making new friends and meeting people you've only seen on YouTube, and yeah. So, yes, it was quite the event. So that is, I think that is everything I picked up on Thrift. Because, yeah, I actually definitely didn't expect to find this. And I did. So, yeah. Well, it looks like there are some repairs that I'll get to do to this LTE Elite. And I'm going to upgrade the RAM. And some way I'll get the DOS bench on it so we can run some benchmarks. But yeah, the battery, I'll probably get the battery rebuilt. So let's see here. I think that's everything. Yep. So let's see. To recap, I got a 486 in an XT clone case, a Coco Computer 2, and some miscellaneous things from Consignment. Got a Trident video card that, of course, doesn't work, a network card, a Firewire card, a Dell power adapter, and the definitely dead ThinkPad from the free pile. Got a Commodore 1541 floppy drive from one of the vendors, which I do want to... oh, that's right. There was one other thing I did get from Consignment that I completely forgot about. I got 3 games. That's right. They are floppy-based games for the Commodore 64. I almost didn't... I forgot about them because they're in manila envelopes. And I almost completely overlooked what they were until it was near the end, I guess nearing the end of Sunday, and I was just making sure I'd seen everything in consignment. And I just happened to see that stack of manila envelopes and I pulled it off the shelf. Was like, maybe I should see what's in here. And I realized, wait, these are Commodore 64 games. So I picked up Sargon 2 and two other games for the Commodore 64. And the nice thing about, I think it's Sargon 2, it's actually a double-sided disc, and on the other side, it's the Atari version. So they were $5 each. So I spent a total of $15 to get some actual floppy games, and the one is for also should run on the Atari. So now I actually have something I can test my Atari 1050 with, but my Atari 400 is still hasn't been reassembled, so I'm not going to try that tonight because it's actually kind of getting late, and I'm still trying to catch up from where I shifted my sleep schedule this past weekend. So yeah, that was the one other thing I forgot to bring down. I don't know where I stuck those. I stuck them somewhere safe, and so anyways, yeah. And then the compact LTE Elite 440C from Be Thrifty, the zip drive and Macintosh Bible from L&Y Electronics, and then the box of stuff from Easy Buy. Oh, that's right. That's right. Let me see if I can't find all right, that is true. Let me go upstairs and grab some AA batteries, and at least we can see if that Nikon Coolpix camera works. So hold on momentarily, because I'm just double checking. Nope, I don't have any down here. Well, I've got two down here. I must have put the other two in something. I'm trying to look to see if anything jumps out at me that I put the batteries in. Nope. Okay, let me go upstairs, grab a couple other batteries. I'll be right back. Let's see if that Nikon Coolpix works. That might be a good thing to close the stream out with. We'll give a teaser for one of your things, Jeremy, but yeah, you're going to get your own episode. All right. All right, let's see here. Put some batteries in here. On the one hand, and I think this might have been in the thrift shop because it's just old. Of course, it also could be because it doesn't work. All right. So here goes nothing. I think to turn it on. Oh. Hey, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm trying to. Yeah, I don't have a compact flash card in it, but it looks like it works. Totally, I got this just because it's such a weird form factor. Oh, won't let me take a picture without a card. Of course not. All right. Okay, so it does look like it might work, but I need to get a compact flash card for it, because it won't let me do anything with that one. Cool. And the only reason I got this is because it's the camera that has the pivoty thing. And it's a whopping 3.34 megapixels. Actually, it's just because it pivots. That's the only reason I got it. It's just kind of a weird form factor. All right, I guess I'll have to explore this more when I find a compact flash card for it. I probably have one somewhere. I'll just have to see if it's got a maximum size it can use. So anyways, there we go. At least one of the cameras works. So I guess next year at VCF East or at some other event where people are walking around with old cameras to take pictures, I might have an old camera to take pictures too. Oh yeah, and it'll fit on a tripod. Yes, it's got a tripod mount. In fact, I think even the Mavica's got a tripod mount. Oh, that's the diopter adjustment for the viewfinder. I think that might be a remote shutter button there. Okay, so that works. I'll find a compact flash card for it. All right, now I guess to close it out for real, Jeremy brought a couple things, and I'm going to give a sneak preview of one of them. And actually, of the two I can actually carry, Jeremy, we'll give Jeremy the choice. Which one would you recommend we take a look at? We'll wait for Jeremy to respond here. All right, Jeremy has selected. Well, I guess in some ways this is somewhat appropriate because we just looked at a compact LTE Elite. And now we have another compact. Except this is a compact mini tower. So Jeremy has had a couple computers set aside for me for a while, and he routed his VCF East trip such that he could drop these off so that we didn't have to ship a whole bunch of stuff. So all right, we have a Pentium 3. Yeah, it's an older compact in a newer case. Totally fine. So anyways, yeah, so the case is from an AMD Athlon 64, but this is a Pentium 3 processor. It's a socket 370. I think Jeremy at some point told me what it was. I want to say it might be like a 900 or something like that. So we got the Pentium 3 that came from an older compact in a newer case. Looks like we got a network card in it, hard drive, floppy drive. I think there is an optical. Was there an optical drive in here? I don't remember. Oh yeah, there's an optical drive up there at the top. So, and it looks like, yep, there's some RAM installed. So it looks like this has everything I need to let it run. So I guess we'll plug it in and give it a go. And it just, oh, there we go. It just turned on. And of course, I don't have a keyboard plugged in. Oh, that's right. I remember. Jeremy told me I was going to need to install a new BIOS on this. Because I saw the error, just needs an OS. I think it needs the BIOS too, because it gave Jeremy, if you saw it, one of those BIOS warnings was a microcode something or other. There we go. And let's see here. It's telling me to, oh, F1 save changes. Oh, wrong keyboard. All right, microcode patch error, missing or invalid processor microcode patch. Need a new ROM BIOS to support the new processor stepping. Common date not set. Okay, 256 megabytes. Compact Desk Pro EP series. I'll have to go back into our DM history because I think Jeremy figured out which BIOS it was, so I'll have to go find that. I'm fairly sure there's going to be a compact ROM pack that I need to go get. But there we go. It is a sneak preview of one of the computers that I got from Jeremy. So if I can get that BIOS update installed, then hopefully it'll be an install the OS and go. All right. So with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and start to bring this stream to a close. So yeah, I had a good trip to VCF East, got to meet a lot of people that I had only known on YouTube, such as Steve and Ron and Mike and Sean. Got to meet some new friends, got to meet Kevin Moonlight, Falcor, other people. Got to meet Adrian Black. got to laugh with Adrian Black about that LS120 drive and the adapter I sent him. Yeah, Adrian's not mad at all. We're cool. We had a good laugh about that. So, in fact, actually, Adrian was telling me that he almost didn't keep that LS120 drive. He's not sure why he kept it. So it was actually ironic that he still had it when I sent him the adapter, because he told me he was tempted to just get rid of it because it had that proprietary connector on it. So the fact that we fried it with the wrong adapter, well, it was probably it was almost slated for e-waste anyways. So yeah. So yeah, it was a great trip to VCF East. Did get a few things for the channel while I was there, which this was the stream to show it off. And got got plenty more to do, got testing and repair opportunities. Kind of was happy I got to do some thrifting on the way back home. Also, a note for future me, there is an Apple store in Woodbridge, Virginia, because my iPhone needs a new battery and I'd rather Apple do it in person. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that in time to schedule a Genius appointment while I was already in Woodbridge, but oh well. I forgot where all the Apple stores were in Virginia, and it was kind of one of those last minute things. It was like, oh yeah, isn't there an Apple store in Woodbridge? Because I thought the Apple stores were, I know there's one in Fairfax, or at least there used to be one in Fairfax, and I want to say there might be one in McLean. Possibly one in Falls Church, but I'd forgotten about the one in Woodbridge, because I think there's like 3 or 4 in the Virginia side of DC. And then that's not to say that I think there might be one in DC, and then there might be one on the Maryland side too. And I'd forgotten that Woodbridge was one of them. So I guess next time I'm up there, I should remember, because actually I realized that the Apple store in Woodbridge seems to be just a little bit more convenient than the one at Short Pump in Richmond. So maybe next time I'm in Woodbridge, I'll get my iPhone battery replaced. Yeah. So that's a note to self. There's an Apple store in Woodbridge, Virginia. Another place I could get the iPhone battery replaced. So I don't know what the chipset in this is. I'll have to. Oh yeah, Chris is reminding me. My view of the chats. I've met Brandon Bishop. Yeah. B Bishop's PCM. So actually, if you go check out his channel, I got a name drop in his last 2 videos. So Brandon Bishop did it's like a 2-hour VCF East like mega video, which actually, check that out. It's actually a pretty cool video. I'm not only name dropped in it, but I think I'm actually in the video too. and then he also did a video on the IBM XT that he picked up at Consignment. So, and he name dropped me there too. But yeah, I got to meet Brandon Bishop. So that was cool. I actually got to ride in his car, which, for those of you that know anything about Brandon Bishop's channel, well, he does car stuff too. So, in fact, I think his car's been on his channel now that I think about it. Also, I may, for when I do my VCF East video, I may have a video from Chris. And in fact, Chris, if there's like any other videos you took that like have me in it or could be incorporated in my video, because I think I did tell you that if you shot any video and wanted me to edit it in, yeah, just send that along to me. And I'll combine it with the footage I have. We'll just have the the video, yes. But yeah, I'm going to work on a VCF East video, kind of for my perspective of it, especially while the algorithm's hot on VCF East. But then I also do have a sponsored project video that I will also be working on this weekend. That's all I'm going to say there. I'm sure some people might take a guess at who the sponsor might be, but well, you can guess. I'm not going to confirm or deny, but I think I've got a pretty cool project. I've been looking forward to building it, so stay tuned for that. It'll be a cool project, and who knows, maybe One Bit Fever Dreams might get his wish of me playing a game somewhere on my channel. So, yes. Ah, yes. All right. Yes, Chris is reminding me he did the live stream. So I may take a few, if there's any parts of your live stream, I might sample them for my video because I was following you around for that. So yeah, so stay tuned for my VCF East video. Stay tuned for my sponsored project video. I think it'll be a cool project. Of course, stay tuned for the computers I have mid-process of repair. So the Performance 600 is kind of high on my list because it's like completely disassembled to my right. Oh, yes, Chris, send that to me because I didn't get much at Silver Ball because my headache was, yeah. And unfortunately, probably the one thing is I started to get a headache while we were at Silver Ball. Um, great place. I wish if I wasn't so tired, I probably wouldn't have gotten the headache so quick. But the flashing lights from the pinball machines and my fatigue, it started to set in, and I got a headache. So I was only able to stand about an hour of Silver Ball. But yeah, Silver Ball Retro Arcade, they have dozens of pinball machines, hence the name Silver Ball. They have old ones. They have like new ones. And I say new in air quotes because they're not like brand new. They're like probably 90s. So they got like really old ones. They got 90s. They're all on free play. So you pay if you pay like $20. I think 20. I think I went to their website to refresh my memory on the pricing. I think $20 is like good for like 6 hours of admission or something like that. So like you can go like mid afternoon. I guess if you go in the evening, it's pretty much good for the rest of the night. So yeah, it was pretty cool. And you just walk up to the pinball machine, you press start, it starts the game, you play. If someone's in line, well, you go pick another machine. There's plenty there. If no one's in line, well, hit start again and play another game. I found some really cool pinball machines. Unfortunately, I'm starting to get a headache, so I don't really have any footage much past like some. Actually, I think the only footage I got in Silver Ball I uploaded, but Chris is going to send me another video. So, anyways, I had fun there. Don't get me wrong. I guess my I was just tired and the blinking lights, and it finally got to me, and I I was tired. That was probably why I got a headache. But anyway, and also I don't know exactly what kind of headache it was, but the strange pollens in New Jersey probably weren't helping. Um, and then I get back to Virginia, and I've been sneezing my head off because the pollen's thick out here too. But yeah, it was a great trip. Definitely, definitely worth it. Oh yeah, and there was also we had some good food there too. There was this one restaurant we found, Vinny's. It's a converted Dairy Queen. The building looks like it was an old Dairy Queen. It's now like a Vinny's Pizza. They had like fantastic cheesesteaks. So yeah, if you're definitely in your area and you like cheesesteaks, they didn't have Cheese Whiz for them. They used provolone cheese, but yeah, those were some good cheesesteaks. So definitely check that place out. Yeah, drive past the Burger King that no one was at when we were driving past them. Go to Vinny's. I think you'll have a better dinner than at Burger King. Um, and then who knows? You might even see across the street the trailer park that Waze told us to turn into because yeah, Chris was having all sorts of fun with his phone. It kept telling him to turn places. Yeah, yeah, you can see Vinny's and Brandon's video. Yes. You can also see the trailer park that we got turned into because Chris's phone just decided to start spewing, turn left, turn left. At least we could turn left there. Because you can't turn left everywhere in New Jersey. I was Friday years old when I learned that no, you really can't turn left just anywhere in New Jersey. But yeah, I had a blast. Yes, thanks, Chris, for sharing that. And also, so if you watch Brandon's VCF East video, you'll see a point where the three of us, so Brandon, Chris, and I are all on the boardwalk, and we're all filming. So I uploaded my video as shorts because I was actually in the process of recording a short when I turn around and see that Brandon is recording video, and then Chris starts recording a video. So if you watch Brandon's video, you'll get Brandon's perspective of it. And then you can watch my shorts, which I had to upload them as part 1 and part 2 because the video was more than a minute long, and I still wanted to keep it a short because I had filmed it portrait. So, and then I don't know if Chris is going to upload the video he recorded, but yes, you can kind of get the 3 YouTubers, 1 point on the boardwalk. Yeah. And then I uploaded the Chris and I kind of making some snarky comments about the whole thing when we got into Silver Ball. I apologize about the audio quality, but yeah, we were commenting on the fact that the 3 of us just like started recording video at the same time. Yeah, Chris is not publishing his version of it, and that is not the video Chris sent me. But yeah, but yes, yeah, go check out Brandon's video. He did a good job. You might think 2 hours, but really, I watched it and I think it is 2 hours long. Maybe a little less. Maybe it's an hour and a half. I don't know. Anyways, I watched it. I thought it was a great video. I think I watched it straight through too because he just did a good job on it, and it's not just the your standard video. So, but yeah, I mean, if you're never subscribed to Brandon Bishop's channel, which I don't know how I hadn't before now, but yeah, he did a good job on his VCF East video. Mine's not going to be in probably not even an hour. I'm going to try to keep mine shorter so that I don't spend forever editing it. But yeah. So yeah, check out Brandon's video. Chris put the link in the chat. I'll get mine out soon. And project video. I have a couple episodes of Channel Surprise I need to get out. In fact, I was actually kind of going to do a video on the thrifting I did back in March. So, because I haven't even shown those items yet. I got some neat things there. So I got plenty of videos on my deck. And yeah, I want to get the Performance 600 repaired sooner rather than later. And then everything I got at VCF East that needs repaired. And then, of course, as you might have figured out, there is a Trident video in the works too. Stay tuned for that. The PCI video, that PCI Trident video card, well, it might make a cameo appearance, but it's not the target of that video. You'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, it is now 5 till midnight. I am trying to catch back up on my sleep from all the fun I had this past weekend. So I'm going to say special thank you to Chris and Joe for what they did to help me go to VCF East. For everyone else, I wish you a great rest of your day. Or if you're on the East Coast here, a great rest of your night. Take care. I hope to see you here next time. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe so that when I get these videos out, as I get them out, you'll see them on your feed. Click that bell icon so you get notified. All the fun YouTube-y stuff. And until next time, take care. Computerized Start is brought to you by my awesome patrons on Patreon and by your tips and memberships on Ko-fi. These and other channel supporters make my live streams possible. You too can become a channel supporter with tiers starting at just $1. Don't forget to smash that like button. And if you've liked what you've seen, subscribe and turn on notifications so that you don't miss the next video or live stream. And as always, thank you for all your support. I hope to see you next time. And until then, take care.